talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, supporting van owners to get the job done. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
With your headlines just after 1 o'clock, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. Former Premier League referee David Coote's been spared jail despite admitting to downloading an indecent image of a child. A court's heard how Coote had a sexual video of a 15-year-old boy in his school uniform on his laptop. He's been given a 9-month prison sentence, suspended for 2 years. Dean Saunders has told us he's gutted to hear of the death of his former Wales and Bradford manager Terry Yorath, aged 75. He played 199 times for Leeds and was a very popular Wales manager. Dino remembers one of Yorath's team talks before beating West Germany 1-0, addressing Barry Horn.
He said, "Barry, have you not got a yellow card?" He went, "No." He went, "Good. So first chance you get, put one of their players in the stand and let's get the crowd behind us. Out you go."
Spurs captain Christian Romero said sorry to the fans after their latest defeat at Bournemouth, but he's now edited his Instagram post when she appears to criticise the board. Elsewhere, we understand Man City will pay Bournemouth £62.5 million for Antoine Semenyo. Our chief football correspondent Alex Crook says not all Man City's Premier League purchases have worked out, though.
If anyone is going to go there and prosper under Pep Guardiola, I think it will be him. He's into double figures now for the first half of the season, and that's the big attraction for Guardiola, because we saw again last night, Manchester City, they're still too reliant on Erling Haaland.
And after a disastrous 4-1 Ashes defeat, Ben Stokes backs Brendan McCullum to stay on as head coach and wants to keep his place as captain.
We haven't performed well, we know that, we hold our hands up to that. But no one should ever be able to, or shouldn't question the care and commitment to trying to go out there and give it your absolute best.
Plenty more fallout on the talkSPORT following on podcast.
talkSPORT News.
The number of people in hospital with flu in England has risen again slightly, and trains are already being cancelled as the UK prepares for Storm Goretti. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Come rain or shine, we've got your electric car covered with 400 EV ready centres, so you can drive away happy every time.
Bright spells with some wintry showers in the north, turning wet and windy further south with snow, especially on the hills. Severe gales later as Storm Goretti moves into the southwest.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT. Where this afternoon, Charlie, please tell us what's coming up.
Coming up over the next 3 hours, former Spurs and Liverpool defender Steven Caulker joins us for a chat. Darren Gough tells us whether he's for change at the top after a very disappointing Ashes. And we're right across all the big transfer stories of the day.
We're also after names of footballers that would be on the committee. Your unlikely reason for getting booked. And Chat GPT brings us news of their budding TV career, believe it or not. Yeah,
there's all this. Plus, we'll look at the current state of play with both Manchester clubs. Tim Vickery brings us the latest from South America. And we'll do battle in the first waste of time, waste of half an hour, kids game birthday spread of 2026.
That's right. It is approaching 6 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie. And what an incredible night of football.
Incredible night of football, Paul.
Lively. Plenty of goals. Some of them I was keener on than others, for obvious reasons. But what a good pro. You have to say, what a good pro Antoine Semenyo is.
Oh, yeah.
To sign off like that, to play his heart out for those last few games, knowing he's having his medical today, and we'll find out exactly what's going on with him.
That's very big of you, Paul, to say
well,
that.
I mean, I can see the romance in it. I mean, I didn't in the moment.
No.
Based on the language in the household.
And you just calming people down. And no, that's in the pub, you know, when they're...
I mean, who would have thought...
Chucking pints at the screen. No, that's very...
Yeah.
No, he's a good pro.
I mean, look, we've seen a couple of other players in recent months go out with less class than that. So,
yes, that's true.
You know, and he'll always be welcome back, won't he, at the Vitality?
He will do,
the way he went out. And good luck to him.
He'll love going and sitting on the bench.
But I was honestly very surprised to see Tottenham not closing down a player who wanted to have a shot from the edge of the box. It's something that rarely happens at the moment.
It's an
absolute bin fire, my club. We'll touch on it with Steven Caulker and Flav Batmain from the Fighting Cock will join us. We've got players seemingly at war with the board. We've got the board inert. We've got meet the new boss, same as the old boss. We've got slightly better PR with Vinay, the new man who came in after Levy, but nothing has really changed. It's an absolute bin fire. It's toxic from top to bottom. There was a Conor Moani.
Yeah.
That is the Randall Colomwani who played for PSG. Because there was a Dave Colomwani who played for Enfield Town.
Oh, yeah.
Big Dave Colomwani.
Big Dave Colomwani, yeah. Good player at that level.
Mate, is it him? Is it him?
That often happens, though, that people will leave. Arsenal fans might be saying the same about Gyökeres, you know.
Yeah.
They might be saying, is this the same guy who scored all those goals in the Portuguese league?
No, I mean, until he went off, I didn't actually know he was playing, which was... look, I'm not singling out. Well, I'm singling someone out, but it's not great. And we're going to come on to it a little bit later on.
We're going to talk about transfers later, and I think that's the thing. You talk about Spurs there, Paul. Yeah. I thought they'd have been straight in the market.
Well, so did I.
Straight at their targets. You know, all that they're under new ownership. Right, let them come in and let them show what we're going to do. You know, here's 3 signings. Bang,
day
marquee,
one. A bit like West Ham did. Maybe their need is greater than ours, but I don't know. They're fighting for their lives. But I agree. I mean, we've got 1.5 directors of football till Paratici clears off to Fiorentina, which probably won't be that long. So, I mean, you would have thought they would have moved quickly. As you said, as a statement, as much as the fact that they need players. Picked up 2 more, potentially 3 more muscle injuries last night, having lost Kudus.
Because also, whatever Thomas Frank's doing, if he's not being backed, if he can't get the players in the building, then he can't put his style on, you know.
It's a whole bunch of things. He's not blameless. The players aren't blameless. The board aren't blameless. And I certainly don't... I mean, last night... we've had all this stuff about they can't be real Tottenham fans if they shout this stuff.
That sort of stuff.
And we've had... we saw Porro and the worrying one was Van der Ven. Van der Ven starts calling out the fans, and then he does an overlap with Gary Neville. That's normally a sign he's off to Real Madrid this summer, isn't it, really? It's the
equivalent of a sacked manager
next week
turning up on Monday Night Football. That's, with new teeth and a
next
tan.
week he'll be on the cover of Marca with his head on a... Anyway, then we'll move on. Other things I noticed last night. Enzo Lafayette Panenka. There's nothing like a bad Panenka, is it?
But as an opposing fan, it's all you want.
When the goalkeeper, I was hoping last night that he would just chest the keeper, rather than catch it. Just jump up in the air, chest it, and trap it, and then pick it up. That would be the ultimate.
Panenka it back to him.
Yeah. And we had yellow cards. Sorry, we had red cards last night. Ultimately, red cards last night for hair pulling and sarcasm.
St. Trinian's.
Yes.
St. Trinian's was George Cole was the ref.
Because the report's going to go in, sarcasm. Sarcastic.
Oh, well.
Sarcastic
clapping. Well done.
Yeah. Well, that's how Grealish went for that. Keane went for the hair pulling. So
Grealish was sent off for sarcasm.
He was sent off. That. Yeah.
He looks sarcastic sometimes.
You can get a yellow for bathos, apparently. But anyway, we wondered, because they send in reports, don't they? When you play Sunday football, I think you often find out why you were yellow carded, or the referee will tell you why you were given a card, or maybe why you were sent off ultimately. So if it's not a 2-footed tackle or swearing in their face or being unpleasant, if it is an unusual reason why you or a teammate in the lower reaches picked up a yellow card, we'd love to know, because I think that must be some sort of record. Sarcasm and hair pulling is the 2 reasons you end up with 9 men.
It's a lot.
Is something else.
Kenneth Taylor, Paul, is here we go done, apparently. Lazio agreed deal to sign Kenneth Taylor from Ajax for 17 million. And I said to you, Kenneth, now it does sound like he's on the committee of the Bowls Club, and Kenneth Taylor You will need to speak to Kenneth Taylor about whether or not you can use the snug Tuesday night.
That's very much a Kenneth Taylor question. You just tighten the voice slightly, don't you?
Well, Kenneth Taylor looks after the Tuesday night ladies club.
Yeah.
And if you would like to be a Kenneth Taylor, will sort you out.
I'd love to help you, but really it's a Kenneth Taylor kind of question.
Now, you could speak to Ian Matson about that. Yeah. But that he does Thursdays. Yeah.
So there are certain names.
Kenneth Taylor, Ian Matson, so far.
There are certain names that suggest that they're on the committee. If you, Charlie will go full committee member. It'll go method for you today. If you've got other names of people that could
footballers that are on the committee.
On the committee, we'd like those, and some of the weird and wonderful reasons why you manage to pick up a card. There was the Will Jacks dismissal of Steve Smith. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that. But
it's a great ball.
I've tried to avoid the overnight cricket as much as possible.
It completely bamboozles him.
Yeah.
And you can see, it's that thing when a batsman looks back and goes, aye, what happened there? Yeah. I mean, it was a very good ball.
Off the pitch, it was the ball, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give Will Jack some credit, but I think it was a bit of a day 5 pitch in the ball. But it was interesting because I heard Michael Vaughan say afterwards, if Shane Warne had bowled that to a left-hander, we'd all be talking about it. So it's the equivalent, isn't it? If a Brazilian had scored.
Exactly. If Messi had scored that, everyone will be talking about it.
No one ever does that beyond sport. No one ever says, Keith, who works on the bins. Yeah. Honestly, if a Brazilian had emptied that bin, we'd all be talking about it, wouldn't we? It was a very strange business. Any other notes that I make from last night? I can't really think. No, I thought Semenyo was a great pro. I've already said that. And where did Jamie Redknapp suddenly say, don't rule out Liverpool? I mean, they're going to have to move quickly, aren't they? Because I say he's having his medical at City today.
Very much so.
Slot's going to come crashing in through the window at their training ground.
That's the sort of thing Spurs need to do. I mean, but Spurs isn't the attraction that Liverpool is it? So
he's not. Semenyo's not going to come to Spurs when he can go to. It could be good for. We're going to talk about City and United later on, and it could be really good for if they could get Gay and Semenyo. A bit of fresh blood up front could be very good for City at the moment. Just a player like that. It could be a very inspired side.
It sounds like you've really got behind the Manchester City project this season. I can't imagine why that is, Paul.
Also, they normally bring in a cup of tea for us.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it in a... Oh, we are. Great, isn't it? Terrific. Thanks.
Paul's got his Arsenal cup.
I thought it was one of our sister stations.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
They bought you an Arsenal cup. They know you like it,
That's
Paul.
Going straight in the bin. It wasn't a great look. Who's the guy on the press team? Who's the guy on the press team who didn't look? And why did Bournemouth? But Bournemouth so in need of... doesn't the bloke own Dunkin' Donuts who owns the club? Why do they keep old paper cups that the last team who played there?
Did Arsenal bring their own cups to Bournemouth?
Do you think Iraola phoned Arteta? He said, looking forward to seeing you the weekend. He says... We're a bit low on... Could you bring some paper cups?
Yeah, paper cups. That's all.
How many?
Like at Christmas. Could you bring a chair?
How many do we need, George? We need... He says 50 Arsenal cups, paper cups for... It's ridiculous, isn't it? Why are they keeping them?
It's a huge mistake, that, Paul. Yeah, you can underestimate that. You can underestimate becoming memeable at your peril.
Well,
Because now Thomas Frank is only Arsenal. You look on the internet now... Thomas Frank is in an Arsenal onesie.
Oh, yeah.
He's got an Arsenal teddy bear. He's got Arsenal curtains on absolutely every single thing. I can't tell you. They say don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff is massive.
I mean, look, I do accept his argument that he'd be an absolute idiot to do it on purpose.
No one's thinking he's done it on purpose.
The double bluff is it's incredibly clever and a real pop at the fans, but it isn't that. But
it doesn't happen if you're winning. It doesn't happen. That sort of thing.
You'd laugh it off, didn't you?
I
mean, if Mikel Arteta picked up a Spurs Cup at the weekend... No one would care,
No one's bothered.
Really.
No one's bothered, no.
So anyway, we're going to talk Arsenal later on. They take on Liverpool tonight. I'm very confident. Well, unfortunately, I'm very confident they're going to win that quite easily. I saw Liverpool a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't think they were all that. And I think they were there for the taking, but we weren't quite good enough to take them. So who knows? Maybe a team that comes out and plays against Liverpool will play into their hands, because we've got Arne Slot today saying... We'll blame other teams for sitting in a low block for why we're boring at the moment.
Well, tonight's a banger for that. I think it's going to be a great game tonight.
Well, we're going to get the thoughts of Steven Caulker very shortly on Spurs and Liverpool. Darren Gough's going to join us to tell us whether he's for change at the top with Brendan McCullum and Rob Key and others. And his thoughts. Snicko again. Again, another terrible decision. What's the point?
Get rid of that. No one else is using it.
Jamie Jackson, as we said, out from the Guardian's man in Manchester, had quite a seminal role in the departure, really, of Amorim at this point.
Yeah.
He clever wheedled a little bit of info out.
Good bit of journalism.
And there was no way back. But anyway, we'll look at City as well. Chat GPT, birthday spread, all coming up. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Toolstation. And to get in touch, talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 03717 223344. We've still got one remaining Premier League commentary for you this evening, and that is Arsenal versus Liverpool. I think at this stage of the season, we would have been surprised just how far Liverpool are behind Arsenal currently. Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy, your commentary team, Adrian Durham, your host. Joining us now to chat about that, former Liverpool and Spurs defender, Steven Caulker. Hi, Steve.
Hello, Stephen.
Hi, good afternoon, guys.
Yeah, but maybe we start with Liverpool. I mean, it has been an interesting season. And looking at the Arne Slot quotes today saying, we are a bit boring, but that's because everybody sits in a low block and it's difficult to break them down. But that's true of most good sides. They all encounter that, don't they?
They do, yeah. Man City have had to face that for years under Pep, where teams have sat really, really deep in the low block and made it difficult for City to break them down. Liverpool are just going to have to find more solutions. They seem to have turned a bit of a corner after a real sticky period and all the headlines around Mo Salah. They seem to be coming out of that, but tonight's a real test for them. And I think if they do want to make something of their season, a game tonight is a one that they must win.
And it's not an excuse, obviously, that you could use for a game like tonight, because Arsenal will be on the front foot. They're at home. They've got the confidence. They've got the swagger at the moment. And so, it could be a very open game, and that could help Liverpool out, according to what Arne Slot has said.
I think so. I mean, I'm not sure it's going to play into Liverpool's favour. I think that Arsenal coming forward with the players they've got, the momentum and the confidence that they've got, as you just mentioned, I think Arsenal will win tonight. I can't see Liverpool being good enough to compete. Arsenal have had their sort of difficult patch, if you can call it that, just before Christmas, where they had to rely on a couple of own goals to get them over the line. But they're through that period. They thrashed Aston Villa. They beat Bournemouth. They're scoring goals. They're in a good place. I think tonight's going to be really tough for Liverpool. But as I mentioned, if they do want to make something of their season, tonight is a night where they have to shock us.
Yeah, that was a big result for Aston Villa, I thought. Really gave them some confidence going forward, line in the sand. And that this tonight feels like it could be a similar vibe, Stephen.
It does, yeah. I mean, I don't really want to admit that being a former Spurs player, if I'm honest with you. But this is with City dropping points again. In yesterday's fixtures, I think this is the moment for Arsenal where they can really, really step into the clear and go, right, this is our title now. So they'll be fully motivated for tonight. And like I said, I can only see one winner.
Couple of players on the market. Semenyo looks like City is done, and a few people bemoaning the fact that Liverpool, Jamie Redknapp among them, bemoaning the fact that Liverpool maybe didn't come in. He could have been good for them. And Gay, potentially, Glasner saying if the money's right, they could potentially sell in January. He could be off to City. If that's the case, if Liverpool missed out on a couple of key players that can make a big difference for them, Stephen.
Yeah, especially Gay. I'll start with him as a centre-back. Like, wow, what a season he's having. Of course, he had all the talk in the summer about moving. He dealt with that extremely well. He actually said in an interview that he found it quite easy. It's flattering, of course, to be linked with such clubs, but how he's played this season, he's been one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. And if Liverpool aren't able to get him, I wonder why, because he would be a great addition for Liverpool, especially with Van Dijk getting slightly older and Konaté's future unclear. So that would be a big miss for Liverpool. And Semenyo he showed his talent last night. What an unbelievable send-off if that was his last game to score such a goal. So Semenyo, if he is off to City, will be a great addition. And again, depending on the future of Salah, it's a strange one for me to see Liverpool not go for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask you about Spurs and after last night's defeat and the fallout with the players and the fans, the hardcore fans, and Tottenham get very small allocation. You've got to be properly hardcore. You've got to have a lot of season ticket points to get a ticket for the Vitality. So these are the thick and thin merchants. So the idea that yeah, exactly, and I think that the players will know that. And Porro kicked off, and Van der Ven wasn't happy. We've had this social media post from Christian Romero that seems to be taking a pop at the hierarchy. It's all a bit of a mess at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really messy, and I do feel for Thomas Frank. I feel he actually walked into a messy situation in the summer where it was like it seemed half the fans wanted Ange to stay, half wanted him out. It seemed that way with the players as well. So he's walked into a difficult situation, and they've really lacked consistency this year. And one thing I will say as a positive from yesterday's performance is the players were motivated, they were at it, they were creating chances, they were going for it. But there is that frustration amongst the fans and especially with Spurs' home form. So it's going to take something to heal that relationship. I'm not sure what else can heal it other than results. that's ultimately what fans want to see. They want to be entertained, and they want to see points. They want to see Spurs at the right end of the table. So Thomas Frank's going to have his work cut out, because there's no easy fixture in the Premier League. So where's this result going to come from? I don't know. And Romero being the captain, some things are best left unsaid behind closed doors.
I mean, it's the second time he said something like that. So anyway, something we'll return to with the Fighting Cocks, Flav Batmain, later on. From your point of view, last time we saw you, Stephen, you were looking at coaching opportunities. I just saw a LinkedIn post from you where you've been offered a couple of jobs that didn't feel right. The ones you quite fancied, you didn't get, but that is the nature of the beast. But you're looking,
still looking. You're
looking for a coaching role. You're quite open to where it would be in the world.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of going abroad and just sort of gaining a deeper perspective and learning more about new cultures. I've spent a few times playing abroad as a player. Now coaching abroad, I think will really widen my perspective and give me the best chance possible to return one day to the Premier League. I've got many years ahead of me, I hope. So I'm making sure my first step is one that allows me a bit of time to make mistakes, to get things wrong. We're on air every week talking about different managers and why they should be sacked. I don't want to go into such a hostile environment for my first step. I want to get it right. I want to earn the credibility and earn the respect to then later on in my career go on to the big leagues.
And we're seeing now, we were Liam Rossinho. You don't have to do years and years. I mean, he's had a very good coaching career, but he's done very well in Strasbourg. He has made his name effectively abroad.
Yeah, out of the spotlight almost. Seems to be I
mean, and he's made his name abroad, and here he is landing one of the plum jobs in English football.
Amazing as well. We've got similar heritage with him being half Sierra Leonean as well. So he's a great role model for me. And as you mentioned, he's someone who went abroad and did it. Graham Potter, who was also at Chelsea previously, obviously went and did it as well via Sweden. So there's a lot of coaches now that are taking that approach. And I just think that the market in England is of course very saturated. It's where everyone wants to be. It's got the best league in the world, right? So if I can get opportunity elsewhere, as I said, go and make mistakes, go and learn, go and get as much experience as possible. And then when I return, I'll return ready and ready to take on the challenge.
I'd like one of those management jobs where you go in and you fail for 4 weeks and then they pay you off a couple of $1 million.
Yeah.
I'd like one of those.
More than that.
Yeah.
It's more than that, isn't
it? Where do you get one of those? Do you know?
I think, I don't know, Charlie. I mean, they're quite lucrative.
Get in that circus. I'd like to. Yeah. I'd like that.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do for you. Steve, we wish you all the best. We keep us informed. All the best. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, Stephen.
There we are. There's Steven Caulker there, former Spurs and Liverpool defender. Game live tonight between Arsenal and Liverpool, and all the fallout in the sports bar from 10. The latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily is available now as Flex is joined by Dan Bardell to discuss the Premier League's overachievers so far this season. I think my lot will feature in that. And they delve into whether the league is stronger or weaker than it has been in previous years. If you want to hear more, it's on the talkSPORT Daily, available on all podcast platforms now. We are going to talk about Brentford later on, sneaking up to 5th in the league.
Yeah. I saw that.
Keith Andrews doing a good job.
I was looking where they were in the league last night. I was thinking, this is amazing,
Blindsided by that, weren't you? I mean, the league is a bit like that. You can win a game and you go from 14th to 5th at the moment.
I think they're the top team in West London.
Yeah.
Of that little.
Yeah.
3 teams in.
He's not listening. You'll get it at 3:30 before the spread.
He likes Brentford, doesn't he?
It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, Darren Gough joins us to reflect on the Ashes. Would he like to see change at the top?
Former Premier League ref David Coote's been spared jail despite admitting to downloading an indecent image of a child. Coote's been given a 9-month suspended sentence and must do 150 hours of community service. talkSPORT's Dean Saunders is gutted to hear the news of Terry Yorath's death at the age of 75.
He took over the Welsh squad and we were in trouble. He got us to 27th in the world. He managed to get, we had a load of good players at the time, he managed to get us all in the team. And we all enjoyed turning up for him.
Terry's daughter, Gabby Logan, had to leave Match of the Day midway through the programme last night. A statement from Yorath's children calls him a quiet, kind and gentle man. Yorath won the league with Leeds in the 70s and oversaw Wales's wins over Brazil and West Germany. Tim Krul's told White and Jordan that Christian Romero might have a point, but the Spurs captain should not have criticised the club on Instagram.
There's clearly a disconnect. Management, board level, whatever it is, fans. But as a player, you need to be really careful in what you're saying. And you're a role model. So what's this look like for next time you play at home?
After Tottenham's latest defeat at Bournemouth, Romero posted, "At times like this, it should be other people coming out to speak, but they don't." We understand Man City, meanwhile, are paying £62.5 million for Antoine Semenyo over 2 years. Semenyo's due for his City medical today. And with an ECB review underway, Ben Stokes wants to stay on as England captain and backs Brendan McCullum to remain as head coach, despite their 4-1 Ashes humbling. Meanwhile, Harry Brook, the vice-captain, has said sorry for an altercation with a nightclub bouncer in New Zealand ahead of the tour. Brook's on his last warning with the ECB and has been fined 30 grand. There's more on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
Time then to reflect, if we must, on the Ashes. A 4-1 series defeat for England. And Steve Harmison joined John Norman on the following on Ashes Inquest on talkSPORT 2 and the Cricket YouTube channel to react to that. He believes Brendan McCullum, the coach, is the man most likely to lose his job.
We can't throw everything out. And the person for me who should be the one that's held accountable is the one that coaches the side, the one that holds the environment, drives the environment, makes sure the players are prepared, make sure that they're ready and able to fulfill their skills and their duties as a professional sportsman and a cricketer. And I think that's been found way too short. They've admitted to it, but I think it's been so catastrophically short that I think that is the one I think England have got to look at from a position point of view of who goes on the next part of the journey.
Steve Harmison, you have the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel now to watch following on in full. Joining us now, former England fast bowler Darren Gough. Hi, Doffy.
Hey, Goughy.
Hi, guys. It might be a bit noisy here. I'm in Bangladesh watching two English players batting at the moment. Moeen Ali, who's smashing the ball to all parts, 28 off 7. And we've got Ethan Brooks from Worcestershire, who's on 9 off 4, just did a huge 6. It's the last over of the 20 overs in Bangladesh. So it might be a little bit noisy.
Oh, no, you're sounding loud and clear, Goughy. We appreciate you joining us.
What a nice trip.
Do you agree with Harmy there? Do you feel that heads will roll, and do you think it's more likely to be Brendan McCullum that will go?
Well, I think Steve Harmison has actually he's changed his tune as it's gone along. At one point, he was sacking everyone, and I think as it's gone on the series, it's now just Brendan McCullum. He wants to blame one man for the whole roadshow. I think the management group has got to take a lot of responsibility, and they've got to think, how can we get things right for the summer? Because it's all about the Ashes. Let's be honest, guys. This has been in the planning for years. The players they have picked, the reason they picked them, they thought this was the best chance to beat them by playing this form of cricket. The whole management group, not just Brendan McCullum. You can't blame one man. And it's gone away, and there's been problem after problem after problem this series. It is Australia's weakest team for a long time. I'm not going to have anybody who's telling me it's not. The problems Australia have had with their bowling attack, no Hazelwood, no test. Cummins, 1 test. Lyon, bowled 20 overs or something? We never have a better chance of beating them. We really want Doggett come in, Nisa come in, Jai Richardson come in. They have tried everything, but they've somehow managed to do it with all their problems, and we've gone down 4-1. If they would have had a full fit team, we'd have lost 5-0. Simple as that.
Do you worry for the future? You look at what we have as a team. We still have very, very good players, and we have a good captain. I hope he's not going to reconsider his position. But do you worry for the future, looking at some of the bowling we saw? I mean, you're seeing some of the talent maybe out there in Bangladesh, old and new. So how do you feel about the future for English cricket?
Well, we've seen Josh Tong, who came back into the side. I think he's a terrific bowler. He's got pace. He's a natural wicket taker. Carter's got a huge heart. And I'd like to see him just work a little bit on his lines. His action needs a little bit of work. And I think he could be a fine bowler. Plus Atkinson bowls great lines, bowls at a decent pace. Jofra Archer. But these guys are not fit, Paul. I've mentioned this to you before. They're not bowling fit. It's simple as that. We're picking up injuries. Wood should never have gone. He was never going to be fit. He didn't not bowled in a game since February. Archer has hardly bowled any overs. He wasn't going to last a 5-test series. That's why we said at the start, if he plays 3 tests, I'd be over the moon. Well, he did do. So I was over the moon. He played 3 tests. That's where I thought he would play. So we've got some young bowlers. But Potts has come into this test. I've felt for him, actually. He is a good bowler, Potts, but he's a certain type of bowler. The pitch conditions suit. He might have bowled well in Brisbane. He might have bowled well in Perth and Melbourne. But this pitch didn't really suit his type of bowling, and he got found out a little bit. We've got to go back. County cricket is good. It's not excellent. It's good. But we can start picking players on their performances with bat, ball, and we've got to find a spinner. If we can go through a whole series and not able to play our apparent number 1 spinner, that's an issue.
What I'd say for Brendan McCullum, and I expect what he will say is, I've never said I'm anything different. This is how I've always said I'm going to play. This is how I've always said I'm going to coach the team and expect them to play, and how I'm always going to prepare. This is who I am. You've enjoyed it. Are you not entertained? But when it hits the fan like this, you seem to just completely turn against me. So that's what I'm imagining he'll say.
I don't think it's turning against him. I've enjoyed it at times watching it. When you're on top and playing on flat pitches, it's great to watch. But you've got to have adaptability and accountability and consequences if you don't deliver. Now, everything that ex-players want, you've seen a lot of ex-players at the minute coming out and bagging this team. And I find that sad that a lot of ex-players want England to lose. Purely for that reason. It's almost like it's, we'd lost, but this is the way we play. We're going to have a few beers tonight. We'll have a little chat about it, but we're not going to change the way we play because this is the right way to beat Australia. It's not. We've just lost 4-1. Should have been 5-0. Yeah. Right? Should have been 5-0. And it would have been if they'd have had a fit squad. So we've got to take something from it. And we haven't achieved anything in 4 years, guys. We ain't got to a World Championship Test Championship final yet. We haven't looked like getting near. I think we're 8th again this year. We're bottom of the pile. We were near bottom of the pile last year. So we haven't achieved anything in the last 4 years. So we have got to change. And if Brendan doesn't want to change, and that's the way he's going to play, it's up to Rob Key, because he's part of this as well, to make things happen and change. If they're going to stay in post, they've got to come up with a plan that's going to get us back on track. We shouldn't be as bad as we've been. This was a great chance. The Ashes could have gone either way, 3-2 in my mind. I had Australia just to win it, 3-2, but we were lucky to get away with 4-1.
Someone you know pretty well through Yorkshire and working with him is Harry Brook. He's apologised for his role in a bit of a fallout in a nightclub on the tour in New Zealand. Off the back of Noosa Gate, it wasn't a great look either earlier in the tour. I mean, he has apologised now and issued a statement, but you know the guy pretty well. What did you make of it, Goughy?
Well, I was gobsmacked when I saw that, actually. When you're captain, you have to lead from the front, right? You're captain of your team, and night before a one-day international, you're out in a club getting in trouble with a bouncer. It's not a great look, let's be honest about it. I mean, there has been occasions where I've stepped over the line, right? And we're easily led sportsmen. We are easily led, but it's a massive fine. It's a massive wake-up call for Harry Brook. We've seen the talent in this series. I know it frustrates a lot of people, but he was England's second highest run scorer behind Joe Root, and he's up there in both teams. So, look, he's a fantastic player. Let's not bag him totally about the way he's played. He's got to rein it in a little bit, because we saw a young kid who'd not got a first-class 100 come into the side, Jacob Bethel, and show everyone how you bat. Him and Joe Root. In Australia, you have to bat properly, and they did it. But Harry Brook, that's a kick in the teeth for him. 30 grand fine, apparently. It's a lot of money. In my day, that was a year's wage. But now it's probably a week's wage for these guys. But it's still a wake-up call. He's captain of his country in the white ball format, and he's got to be better. He's got to be better. And I think the apology will say that, but it's not great timing, as we just lost the Ashes 4-1, and he was pictured out in Noosa as well. So he learned his lesson, but he's not learning it that much.
No. Yeah. Well, Goughy, we appreciate you joining us. All the best. Enjoy it out in Bangladesh.
Thanks,
we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks a lot.
See you soon, guys.
There we are. There's Darren Gough there. Our thanks to him.
I mean, how old's Harry Brook? You know, he's
what, 4?
24. These young men, you know, they're in this sport where there is an alternative for them, where they can go and earn millions around the world by playing, you know, franchise cricket.
Yeah.
So they have to really want to play for their country.
Mm. They don't do bad out of a central contract.
They don't. I'm not saying they do badly out of it, but I'm just saying, if that's who he is, you know, that's what he wants to do. But we know there's regrets that come with that. You know.
No, I mean, I think he's fully committed to England, certainly. Yeah. But as Goughy says, and he knows him pretty well, it wasn't his finest hour, and he'll be upset about that. So, still to come.
I mean, he wasn't on a pedalo going out to sea, Paul.
No, he wasn't. Players have done worse over the years.
It's been worse, Paul. Let's remember that.
Yeah. Jamie Jackson's going to join us, the Guardian's man in Manchester United last night. Some positives, maybe. Didn't get the result. It was against Burnley, so they probably would have been hoping for more.
Bit of fight, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, Sesko scored a nice second goal, didn't he? Let's look for some positives. And this thing about Ollie Solskjaer coming back. Seems the Manchester United fans who were there last night were pretty keen for that to happen from all the songs they were singing. We'll get Jamie's take on that. And a bit of City. The goals are not flowing. Maybe Semenyo, as we said earlier on, coming in now, could be a bit of a fillip for him. So anyway, we'll chat to Jamie Jackson shortly. We're here with our good friends at Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station.
26k for 2026 on talkSPORT.
Yes, just 2 days left to get your entry in for your chance to win £26,000 at 12 p.m. this Friday. We'll call the 26k for 2026 winner, and £26,000 will be paid in your bank account that day. Wow. So don't miss your chance. Here's how to enter.
For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 423 9761. Lines closed 12 p.m. Friday. That's when you'll need to answer your phone. If it rings, UK residents only, 18 plus. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com/win. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. Good luck.
Indeed, good luck. Time to talk a bit of Manchester football. We'll kick off with Manchester United. A 2-2 draw at Turf Moor last night under Darren Fletcher, the interim manager. He spoke to talkSPORT after the game, said he wasn't impressed with his team's performance.
I didn't think we started particularly well. I thought we were a little bit sloppy and a little bit slow in getting into the speed of the game. If you look at their first goal, it's a deflected goal, which is very unfortunate. They need to do more. They need more tempo, they need more energy, they need more runs, more aggression, and they responded with it, and we scored 2 fantastic goals, got ourselves in a really good position, and unfortunately we conceded an equaliser. It was a great finish, but you can always look at goals and we've got to do better. But as you say, 30 shots, and the game context, we've got to be disappointed, because a point away to Burnley isn't good enough for a Manchester United team, especially after putting in a performance like that.
We'll find out in the next 24 hours, I guess, whether that was just a one-off, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could be back. And as we said, the Manchester United fans were going through the repertoire of Ole songs last night at Turf Moor. Joining us now,
getting the tribute act back together.
They are. That's it. Jamie Jackson, the Guardian's man in Manchester. Hi, Jamie.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
So what did you make of the performance? What did you think of that? It could be the Fletcher era, as it was. It may be short-lived, I don't know. But what did you make of the performance? Any positive? Sesko is obviously a positive.
Yeah, Sesko actually, obviously, I see them all the time, lucky enough to report on United. And that's the first time I've been convinced, because it wasn't just the fact he scored 2 goals. It's the way he put them away. The first one, emphatic. I know he's put in by Fernandes and he's very close, etc. But it was still, I've seen him miss kind of similar chances. And then the second one was particularly good. The run was very good. And the volley, because it was a volley, he put in was, and I just loved the way, because it happened to be the end where the United fans, where he just sort of stood there and the smile was like, it was relief there, but it was like a sort of real freedom smile. He's sort of doing what he sort of, believes he's born to do, kind of thing. Fletcher in the clip, Darren Fletcher in the clip he played there, got it about right. There was a moment in the first half when actually Fernandes berated Sesko for not making a run as they sort of tried to launch one of their very sort of, or initiate one of the sort of very few attacks. They're very slow, and they did wake up. I mean, he actually said he'll be in charge for Sunday's game, Fletcher, afterwards, the Brighton game.
Right.
Then after that, as you're sort of talking about, it's a sort of a toss-up, it seems, between Solskjaer and Carrick. Carrick, as I understand it, and I think a few other people are reporting, if it isn't him as the sort of the number one interim, he would be open to working with Solskjaer, which he's obviously done before, yes, when Solskjaer was the permanent manager. So as Charlie's saying, it's getting the band back together. Very interesting. I've not heard one United... Well, actually, I'll retract that slightly. So most of the United fans are liking this Solskjaer thing, but I think there is a slight, is this really forward thinking? Because if you think about it, gentlemen, if he does really well and say they qualify for the Champions League and or win the FA Cup, how can they not give it to him, right?
Yeah.
And then in that scenario, you're then kind of back to where we were March 2019 when he was given the permanent job. But I don't know if you remember, there was 10 games left that season. They nosedived, and then from there, listen, they finished 3rd and 2nd, got to the Europa League final, very credible. Don't get me wrong, but all through that, I was writing a biography of him at the time, sort of doing it live as he was sort of the manager, and it was like, is this book going to, is he going to be sacked before it comes out, sort of thing?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that history will repeat itself, but you understand what I'm alluding to here?
Yeah.
Sort of interesting scenario.
It's odd, this. I mean, the board have got to make some tough decisions, and they haven't really got it right so far, clearly. But this does feel like a bit of a sop to the fans. It does feel like, okay, well, let's get a couple of old faces back. People that people like. It buys us a bit more time. I'm not altogether sure it's the sort of thing that Manchester United at the top of their game would be doing.
Yeah, and are they also doing it, Wilcox and Berardi, to protect themselves from sort of Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, because they're friends with Solskjaer, teammates, and they are very good friends. But if you think about that as well, maybe, but then you know who's going to get their ire? Wilcox and Berardi, because they're not friends of. So it's an interesting one. I can sort of see the wisdom of it a little bit, but I don't know. Listen, I'm not in charge, but I don't. Why not keep Darren Fletcher? I mean, Darren Fletcher isn't tainted. Yeah. He can do good or bad as Solskjaer or maybe Carrick. He's in the club. And what I like about Darren Fletcher is he was the technical director, right, at one point. And when Wilcox came in initially, he took over his job and he was demoted. But he didn't sort of, because he obviously loves the club and all the rest of it. He didn't sort of walk away and think, I've been demoted. He's hung in there, if you like, or he's done other jobs. So, he has earned his spurs. He's the under-18s coach at the moment in the academy. And I just looked at that game yesterday, and it's actually a bit weird to see United play 4-2-3-1. I know they've done it once under Amorim against Newcastle, but to go back to that system with Fernandes as the one number 10, it was like, this is strange, even though that has been their system. So I don't see why they could do much worse than give it to Fletcher. But they've got different ideas. Nothing against Ole Solskjaer. He's a lovely guy and all the rest of it. But what we're talking about here is a tough business, and you just wonder. And again, it might not happen. You just wonder what happens if he doesn't hit the ground running. And suddenly these fans who are feeling nice and warm about Solskjaer actually are then reminded of the end of Solskjaer's tenure when they lost 2-0 to City in the derby at home. Old Trafford basically booed them off, and then obviously it was the 4-1 at Watford when he apologised to the fans, but that was the end of Ollie, sadly, for him.
Just a quick one on City before we let you go, Jamie. Again, last night, another game where they had more than enough chances to see off the opposition and didn't. I mean, they are struggling with injuries, and without Diaz and Vardiol, they did look short. There's some talk about Gay potentially, as we said. Semenyo looks like he's coming in. But it's a funny old time for City at the moment. I mean, talking to your colleagues there, I mean, what's the feeling around City and why they're coming up? Is it just a sort of bit of a bad trot? I mean, what are the reasons?
I looked at the teams. I was at Turf Moor, but he didn't start Cherky, which I was surprised. Ryan Cherky, because he's been the sort of main catalyst, not just scoring but creating for Haaland. Overall, I think they scored 5 more goals at Arsenal than most in the division. But yeah, what is it, 0-0 and then a couple of 1-1s. Tell you what, if Arsenal win tonight, I mean, it'll be 8 points, and then it really will be Arsenal's to sort of, if you like, bottle it again. Yeah, I think they will come again. I mean, if you look at the team he put out last night, I thought it was decent. I think Gay happens if Gay wants to move. Yes, it's up to the player, to City this is. And yeah, Semenyo's incoming, who, I don't know, is he an upgrade on Doku? I'm not completely sure. He probably is on Savino. And one of Savino or Bob may well leave because if he comes in. So he will add some goals and a bit of impetus. But I still get the feeling they'll be there towards the end, battling it out with Arsenal.
Yeah. Good stuff, Jamie. Good to talk to you. We'll catch up with you soon. All the best.
Thank you.
There's Jamie Jackson there, the Guardian's man in Manchester. On
should have stuck with David Moyes, Paul. That was the problem.
You reckon?
Should have stuck with him all those years ago.
That's your hot take.
It's my hot take. Moyes, I tell you what, they're lucky that Ange went into Nottingham Forest and it didn't go well, because I reckon Ange would be turning up. Martin O'Neill's jumped too soon, Paul. Should have waited a few days longer and he'd be Man United manager now.
I love this, Charlie. It's fantastic.
They're my
You've given it a lot of thought.
Get Moyes out of Everton. Get him back in.
Driving that cab gives you a lot of time to think about it, doesn't it?
Get Moyes back in is what I say.
Get him back. Can I drop you?
Roy Keane? Where's Roy Keane?
Can I just drop you here? Would you mind dropping me here, please, Kevin?
Too interested in being in the media, is he, Roy Keane?
Yeah, okay.
Good. No, he was.
Well, he did well at Sunderland.
He was a good manager. Why is Roy Keane not in this sort of interim manager?
Well, maybe he'll ring in.
Roy, if you're listening, it's your job.
Manchester United, Brighton live on talkSPORT in the FA Cup third round this Sunday. Still to come, HMBB versus Chat GPT. But look at all the big transfer stories of the day. Tim Vickery joins us from Rio as well. We'll look at some of the big stories. There'll be a bit of transfer stuff in there. And later on, we will talk Arsenal as well. Big night for them, as Jamie was just saying there. 8 points. You would be surprised if they were catchable, but who knows? And a bit of Brentford and the birthday spread all to come. HMBB versus Chat GPT. Chat's had quite the Christmas, as we'll discover after Tom Clayton with the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, helping business owners to work better and live better. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon. Former Premier League referee David Coote has been spared jail despite admitting to downloading an indecent image of a child. Coote's been given a 9-month suspended sentence and must do 150 hours of community service. Tim Krul's told talkSPORT Christian Romero might have a point, but the Spurs captain should not have criticised the club on Instagram.
There's clearly a disconnect. Management, board level, whatever it is, fans. But as a player, you need to be really careful in what you're saying. And you're a role model. So what's this look like for next time you play a...
Well, after Tottenham's latest defeat at Bournemouth, Romero posted, "At times like this, it should be other people coming out to speak, but they don't." Now, Terry Yorath has been described as a quiet, kind and gentle man. The Leeds and Wales legend has died aged 75. His daughter, Gabby Logan, had to leave Match of the Day midway through the programme last night. We understand Man City are paying £62.5 million for Antoine Semenyo over 2 years. Semenyo's due for his City medical today. And despite a humbling at the Ashes, Ben Stokes has backed Brendan McCullum to stay on as head coach. He fancies sticking around as captain too.
Oh, I'm definitely, keen as anything to carry on. I've love, having a challenge thrown at me, and at the moment the challenge is getting the team, back to where we once were in terms of the performances that we were delivering.
Meanwhile, Harry Brooks said sorry for an altercation with a nightclub bouncer in New Zealand ahead of the tour. Brooks on his last warning with the ECB and has been given a fine of 30 grand. More on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
talkSPORT News.
We're hearing the government is going to U-turn on its business rates for hikes for pubs, and ambulance services are warning Storm Goretti could lead to a surge in demand and that it could take longer to reach patients. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With over 600 centres across the UK, most of which open 7 days a week, we're always there when you need us. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Bright spells with some wintry showers in the north, turning wet and windy further south with snow, especially on the hills. Severe gales later as Storm Goretti moves into the southwest.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Coming up in the second hour of the show, Tim Vickery joins us to bring us the very latest from the world of South American football. Flav Batmain from the Fighting Cock Spurs podcast on pretty toxic night with social media posts from the skipper and fans falling out with the players and players falling out with the fans, and another defeat, of course. And we'll look at the transfer stories of the day. Ethan Nwaneri is quite an interesting one. We'll get Ben Jacobs, who's right across all the stories today. But before that, it's HMB versus Chat GPT.
HMB versus Chat GPT.
Yes, the point of the show where we go head-to-head with another of all things Chat GPT on some score predictions of 3 games coming up tonight and tomorrow. Chat knows everything. It never stops learning.
Never stops learning from itself, from everyone and everything that's on the internet.
I mean, we stopped learning years ago. So the advantage is with Chat.
I never learnt, Paul, if I'm honest.
Well,
in the first place.
What happened last month? I won. I beat Chat last month.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're so good at this.
19 points. Chat's on 15.
How did I do?
You're on 9, Charlie.
9.
You go on Vibes.
I do just go on Vibes.
Really, Chat should win this every month. There is no excuse.
It's only won 1 month in this football season.
Well, what about that? Well, let's have a chat with Chat now. Happy New Year to you, Chat.
Happy New Year to you, lads.
That's very nice. Yeah, what have you been up to?
Chat.
I'm on the Traders, lads.
Oh.
I'm a faithful.
Oh, yes, yeah, faithful.
Yeah, to the Beavers.
Oh, faithful to the Beavers.
Faithful to the Beavers. He loves the Beavers.
Who's the traitor, Chat?
I think Thomas Frank is the traitor.
And here he goes again. Having a go at
Spurs in the mud, Paul.
Spurs are in the mud, Chat. Yes.
So, what else you been up to, Chat?
I've been on the Olympic since Christmas.
Oh, okay. How's that been going for you?
I've lost 12 gigabytes.
Oh, very nice. Oh, yeah, it's like a joke. He's doing his routine.
Quite a good joke, isn't it?
Very nice. Yeah, very good.
What have you made of the cricket?
Ashes has been tough, lads.
It has, yeah. It's really tough. It's tough for some of the players, especially, isn't it? Yeah.
I will take Harry Brook for few pints when he gets back.
What a good idea, that chap.
Come on. Don't laugh at your own stuff.
Do you think there's a bit of Aussie in chat? I think there might be.
I think so, yeah.
Man's ball in the mud, lads.
Man's ball in the mud, lads.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
Anything else, yeah.
My mother's penny.
All right.
Mother's penny, yeah.
A stick of rhubarb.
Oh, he's gone full Sir Geoffrey, isn't he?
Sir Geoffrey now.
Yeah.
Uncovered pitches.
Uncovered pitches, yeah.
In my day.
Oh, yeah.
In my
I love the beavers.
He loves the beavers. He loves the beavers.
You get the idea with that.
Okay.
So, we move on then to Arsenal versus Liverpool in the Premier League tonight, live on talkSPORT. I won last month. I will lead us off.
Okay.
It pains me to say it, but Arsenal are, of course, playing rather well. Even when they're not playing well, they're getting results, which is the mark of a title-winning team. I think they'll have too much for Liverpool tonight. I did see a couple of weeks ago and was a touch underwhelmed, even though they beat us, but that won't be the yardstick. I think it's 3-1 to Arsenal tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see, but that's my thoughts. Chat, how do you see it?
I think Arsenal will take all 3 points 3-0.
Oh, okay. That's very matter of fact. Very matter of fact, that was. I think Arsenal will take
voice.
The kit. One for the kit. One for the kids there. Yeah. Okay.
What did you say? 3-0?
Yeah. You said you were dying for it. No, I won't do that one. Charlie, what about this game?
I don't know, Paul. If Liverpool are ever going to turn it on this season, surely it's tonight. They just absolutely go for it. Yeah. But they don't seem to have it in them. They don't seem to have the energy, do they? 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0
Arsenal, says Charlie Baker. talkSPORT listeners home in the car. We move to tomorrow evening in the FA Cup. We got Wrexham Forest for you, I believe, here on talkSPORT.
Very nice.
Loads of FA Cup football this weekend. But we're going to turn our attention to Preston versus Wigan.
Yeah, nice.
Preston versus Wigan tomorrow evening. A little bit of class might out, really. I would imagine there'll be changes in the teams for the FA Cup, But I fancy Preston. I'm going to go 2-1 Preston.
Yeah. I mean, Wigan are 15th in League. Sorry, it's Chat next, but Wigan are 15th in League One.
Yeah.
It's no good. Anyway, carry on,
Well,
Chat.
Preston's changes may give them a bit of a look in. But anyway, what say you, Chat?
The Lily Whites will draw 1-1 with Wigan.
With Wigan. Okay, right, sure. Fair enough. 1-1 with Wigan.
That's a bit drill.
Yes.
1-1.
What do you reckon, Charlie?
The Lily Whites.
Yeah.
What do I think?
Yes.
Two FA Cup winners, of course, Paul.
Yes, indeed.
Preston and Wigan.
Mm-hmm.
I think Preston are really boring, but I think they'll win 1-0.
1-0. I think they're really boring.
I can't imagine a more boring team to support other than Reading.
That's a bit harsh.
Well, it's
you
true.
make these
they never do anything, do they? None of them.
The Preston transmitter suddenly gone very quiet.
Preston just never does do anything.
We'll have updates for you tomorrow evening on that one. Updates also tomorrow evening on the game between Cameroon and Morocco.
Yeah, this is good. This is a good one.
In AFCON, we're going to have a closer look at the remaining games in AFCON. Well, obviously, home advantage for Morocco, although that puts the pressure on.
Yeah, massive pressure,
doesn't it? And Cameroon have got a great sort of pedigree, but I think they're going to have too much for Cameroon. I'm going to go. I'll go. They're going to nick it 2-1. 2-1 to Morocco. I am going. What say you, Eartha?
Both Cameroon and Morocco are good sides, but I predict 2-1 to Cameroon.
Oh, 2-1 Cameroon.
Morocco.
Okay, yeah, we've got a bit... Morocco. Got a bit shorter, that one. Okay, next...
Eartha Chat. I like
yes.
that, Paul.
Yes.
What do I think? I think Morocco... pressure is on Morocco. Pre-tournament favourites. Though now Tony Afoki is predicting Nigeria will win it.
Oh.
I think he's got some skin in the game there.
Biased,
a bit biased. And I fancy Egypt to win. But I think this will be... Are you allowed to say a draw? On the extra time?
Right,
I think this will be a draw. 1-1.
Okay, well, I was tempted on that 90 minutes. There we are, talkSPORT listeners home in the car. Well, thank you, Chat. Anything to add? Just remind us who you love.
I love the Beavers.
He loves the Beavers. Torquay v Hampton and Richmond this Saturday. The Beavers get down to play more.
Oh, fantastic.
You can, yeah.
Marvellous. So there we are. That was HMBB versus Chat GPT for another week. Now, the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now available. Matt Ford and comedian Paul McCaffrey are joined by the 2002 World Cup winner Kleberson to discuss how to manage expectations as a big nation. Here he is discussing having a foreign manager in charge for the World Cup in Carlo Ancelotti.
For Ancelotti, he's a lot of pressure, on the players, a lot of pressure, the media, you know what I mean? And then as soon as you bring Ancelotti, we bring a coach, a more winner coach, you know what I mean? A lot of experience. He's worked with a lot of Brazilian player, and then the old pressures, it's stop it, you know what I mean? It's still pressure to run the World Cup, but it's not now we have to do one. Now we have a good coach. If you know one now, it's not coach problem, you know what I mean? It's the players. That's the difference we're looking for now to see, you know?
I like Cleberson's glasses. Yeah,
very nice.
So the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is live now on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and on all available podcast platforms. It has been a very sad 24 hours, Charlie. We've lost two amazing players. We had some very sad news about Kevin Keegan, and we wish him, of course, all the very best. But Martin Chivers was one of my first footballing heroes when I was a kid. When I first started to go regularly at Spurs when I was about sort of 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Chiv was the man. He was the man who scored the goals. He was a fantastic player. I mean, it was the
What
classic.
sort of player was he, Paul?
Well, he had a brilliant eye for goal. He was in those sort of one-on-one situations. There was a touch of the Haalands about, and you always backed him. He could score from distance, as he did famously against Wolves in '72. He had it all, really. I mean, I saw Stuart Weir was talking about paying a tribute to him at one of our top team up in Scotland, saying him putting Scotland to the sword for England. I mean, he had a pretty good England career. He had a lot of injuries very early on in his career. He had a really bad leg break, I think, when he was at Southampton, but he came to Spurs and had a fantastic career, scored important goals for us in cup finals and stuff, and League Cup finals.
Did he stay around the club, Paul? Did you see him around?
Yeah. I got to interview Chiv quite a few times as a magazine journalist, and also here we did a little piece around one of the Wolves games for a match day live, and he came on and had a chat with us, and he was a lovely guy. He was a sort of club ambassador. There was a period where he'd be out on the pitch, sort of managing the half-time show where a couple of fans had to weave round deck chairs. But he was always... The thing is, I hope Paul Coet, I think, said this morning on breakfast, who works at the clubs. Chiv always looked so fit. He looked sort of like he'd just come back from holiday. He was always bronze, and he was still a really big man.
Guy,
And it was so sad to hear that he died. He was a fantastic player and a good man. So that was sad. And then the news the news this morning, really, about Terry Yorath.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad.
Who, again, another fantastic player I got to see for a couple of years. It wasn't at the peak of his career.
Leeds and Bradford. I know he managed.
Well, Leeds was really him in his pomp. He did
Swansea legend.
He did a job.
Wales legend.
He did a job at Cov. He was great at Cov, but he came to us, added a bit of steel into our midfield. But I saw Danny Kelly posting. I'd forgotten about this. He only scored one goal for us, but it was an absolute screamer against Bolton.
Oh, okay.
But I remember the 2 years he spent with us. So I like to think of him. The kind of feeling around when Wales didn't quite make that '94 World Cup, the infamous sort of Paul Bowden penalty. And they were sort of that close to doing it. And I think that was the end of his time with Wales. But a fantastic player for them, and that was really sad. And our heart goes out to the family of Chiv and
very much,
and to Terry today. And as we said, we wish Kevin Keegan all the very best. We saw Kevin at the. Quickly, Kevin Willie scored. There was an evening with Josh and everybody, and it was he was on good form that night, wasn't he? Yeah.
And the doctors, they know what they're doing, and I'm sure he's in very good hands. So,
absolutely,
I wish him well.
It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We're going to look at some of the transfer stories of the day next. We're here with Tool Station. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Toolstation. Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Time to talk transfers. Let's get an update thanks to Intuit QuickBooks.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Ben Jacobs joins us now to take a look at what's going on in the market. Hi, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Good afternoon.
Let's start with Semenyo, shall we? What's the very latest on that?
Yeah, Antoine Semenyo completing his medical today. He'll move to Manchester City. I know overnight we heard some suggestions that Liverpool might hijack the deal. That's never been our understanding on talkSPORT. So this one is all agreed in principle, pending only the formalities, particularly the medical. And interestingly, the final package is 62.5 million plus 1.5 million in add-ons, and Bournemouth have got a 10% sell-on clause. That's significant because the actual release clause was 60 million fixed fee plus around 5 million in add-ons. So what Man City have done is they've actually offered Bournemouth a little bit more than the fixed fee in the release clause in order to get more preferable payment terms. And now, instead of paying 60 odd million in one lump sum, they'll pay 62.5 million over 2 years, plus the add-ons if eligible. It's a record sale for Bournemouth, and Semenyo will sign a 5.5-year contract at Manchester City.
Mark Gay, what's the latest there? Well, there was sort of hints from Glasner that everybody's for sale, especially with someone who's got such a short time on their contract. And if the price was right, they'd have to consider it. But if you're a betting man, Ben, would you expect him still to be at Palace at the start of February?
I don't think this is really driven by Crystal Palace or even Manchester City if they make a bid. It's all about Mark Gay. He and his starting position has always been, he's quite happy seeing out his contract, taking his pick of clubs in the summer, where he'll have plenty of options, can get a big sign-on fee, and as importantly, play every week for Crystal Palace and then go off to the World Cup. So don't discount Gahey being a roadblock, even if there is a club-to-club agreement. If I was a betting man, I would say Manchester City are going to try, and Crystal Palace are not just looking for a nominal number to kind of juxtapose against the possibility of nothing. Believe it or not, they actually want more than the £35 million that Liverpool agreed over the summer, even with less time left on the contract. And that's because Palace's perspective is selling Mark Gay even for £35 million will require a replacement in January. And in the same way, they're essentially saying Man City would have to overpay for Gay. Palace themselves would have to overpay to bring in a replacement, and that's why the price, if a deal is to be had, is so high. Liverpool, of course, hold an interest as well, but as of now, let's see if the month goes on and it changes. No new approach yet from Liverpool for Mark Gay, but Man City are the ones, as of now, that are considering a bid.
Cass thinks he's going to go to Real Madrid.
Does he?
He thinks they love a free transfer. They love to step in and get a, you know, and they're a very hard club to say no to.
He's getting in the England team.
Yeah,
at Crystal Palace, I think he's pretty nailed on to start in the.
I don't see him signing a new contract, Charlie. If that's what
no, I'm not saying he's going to sign a new contract, but why would he move if he's got what he wants?
No,
he's playing.
I think it makes absolute sense to stand till the summer, as Ben said, have his pick of clubs. Callum Wilson, we've heard a few whispers that West Ham might sort of release him from his contract. Saw Chris Sutton saying Celtic should jump in, and you think, yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, how often do these things actually happen? Yeah. But I could see him thriving at Celtic. But do we know what's going on there?
Yeah, my understanding is that West Ham and Callum Wilson have basically got a verbal agreement in place to terminate his contract. Only small details remain. So Wilson is set to become a free agent, and then he's not in a rush because free agents can move outside of the winter window. And from Wilson's perspective, he knows from Nuno Espirito Santo that he's down the pecking order. Pablo Felipe and Tati Castellanos have both arrived. And I think as importantly, Wilson's contract is believed to be a pay-as-you-play type deal. So even if he does well and is valuable, the more minutes he plays, it becomes quite costly as far as West Ham United are concerned. So all parties feel that the more sensible option is to part ways now. And I don't have any information as far as one SPL, the Scottish Premier League, is concerned. But another SPL, the Saudi Pro League, are looking at Callum Wilson, Al Shabab, and possibly Al Ittifaq. But keep an eye on the Championship as well, because you may remember Mikel Antonio, ex-West Ham, training with Leicester. It appears he's picked up a muscle injury, and as of now, they haven't signed Mikel Antonio. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm told Callum Wilson is also on Leicester's radar as well, assuming he becomes a free agent, because they won't want to or be able to pay any kind of fee to West Ham.
And they're not a club who've had much luck with old strikers in the past. They'd be a good fit at Leicester, absolutely. Ethan Nwaneri, there's some talk about him potentially going out on loan. I mean, if I was Mikel Arteta, I wouldn't let any of these players go out on loan.
Too many good players, Arsenal.
I mean, it's frustrating maybe for the player, but they need all the depth they can get on this run-in. They're in the box seat. But do you think that's likely, Ben?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, it all just depends, as you say, how selfish Arsenal want to be, because you can keep some of these younger players and know that after the window shuts, if you need that depth or they ultimately end up maturing, they could get more game time. But I think at the heart of the Nwaneri problem in particular is two things. Noni Madueke comes on the right-hand side, Saka's already there. Then through the centre, they make the late decision after Kai Havertz got injured to add Eberici Eze. And when Nwaneri signed his new deal, the pitch was kind of, if you're not playing on the right, you're going to get time through the centre. Now that's looking less likely, because if everyone's fit, Arsenal have got plenty of options, and this is why it might suit all parties to do a loan. Arsenal don't want to sell. They're not prepared to have an option to buy or any kind of permanence to the deal. And Bournemouth could be one to watch. We know that the number one target for Bournemouth was Brennan Johnson, but he went to Crystal Palace. So they're still looking for replacements. And the challenge with Semenya is, what are you replacing? Because he can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play as a wing-back even potentially as well. So Bournemouth might even use that money to add two different kinds of profiles to give Andoni Iraola a fair amount of depth. So Ethan Nwaneri, Premier League loan, might be one to watch. Fulham could also be interested as well, but it all depends on Arsenal.
Question of a little bit of breaking news. Thomas Frank has just been chatting in his press conference ahead of the Villa Cup game at the weekend, and he has said that Kudus will not be back until after the international break in March. That effectively means he'll be back in April. I mean, they picked up a couple more muscle injuries, it seems, last night as well. Maybe this is an area they're going to need to move in. They're only being linked. We're going to talk to Tim Vickery shortly about this left back in Brazil that they've been linked with, a young lad, but not oven ready, is he? Is there much movement on the Spurs front? Could you see them move into the market now, or maybe they'll sign Brennan Johnson from Crystal Palace?
Yeah, I mean, that transfer, I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but in light of the Kudus injury, it looks like they've left themselves very thin. And remember, Tottenham's top priority is an attacker, but they've been leaning towards somebody on the left side that can also potentially play central. Now Kudus is out, you could argue they need somebody on the right and somebody on the left, and that's maybe why Tottenham were in the early stages of a race for Antoine Semenyo, but the player, to my understanding, turned them down. So yes, Tottenham are going to be busy. They definitely want an attacker / winger, possibly a central midfielder, still considering if they want to take the option to buy in the summer for João Paulinho. And the young left-back, as you mentioned, at Santos, we broke yesterday on talkSPORT, Spurs have made a second bid. It's in the region of £13 million or 15 million euros. On the left-hand side, you've got Yan Diomande and Savinho, who are two targets. But I agree with you. I think Tottenham are going to have to seriously explore a right-sided central attacker now as well. Otherwise, not only is their season in danger of derailing, but Thomas Frank himself could come under growing pressure.
Ben, thanks ever so much. We'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, guys.
It's all unfolding, all the movement in the transfer window at talksport.com. You'll have Crookie's transfer notebook and all the latest news on the ticker there. We'll keep you updated with everything that's going on, and we'll have some fallout from those press conferences of the FA Cup games. But, yeah, Mohamed Kudus out until effectively April. Looking at Brennan Johnson last night, I've only watched the highlights of it, but he just seemed to have a bit of a spring in his step. A couple of times he popped up in good... I mean, he missed a couple of chances. That can happen. But he got in good positions to receive the ball. And
I do not understand that. I do not understand. Yeah. I know he wasn't playing, but I do not understand that transfer at all.
Maybe on the 31st of January, when you've done your business and you've found cover, maybe it was sod's law that, of course, Kudus got injured. But I don't know, Johnson seems to have the air of a bloke who has spent, like, 6 months doing an Ibsen play, and now suddenly he's doing a Ray Cooney farce.
Now he's in,
Now he's
suddenly in a musical.
Rushing round the stage
he's
with his...
loving it now.
Yeah.
Now he's in Guys and Dolls.
He did seem to be enjoying himself last night and taking up some good positions. Anyway, more Tottenham fallout later. Before that, though, we are in Brazil with Tim Vickery. We're about to talk transfers there and other matters besides. That's coming up shortly.
Former Premier League ref David Coote's been spared jail despite admitting to downloading an indecent image of a child. Coote's been given a 9-month suspended sentence and must do 150 hours of community service. talkSPORT's Dean Saunders is gutted to hear the news of Terry Yorath's death at the age of 75.
He took over the Welsh squad and we were in trouble. He got us to 27th in the world. He managed to get, we had a load of good players at the time, he managed to get us all in the team. And we all enjoyed turning up for him.
Terry's daughter, Gabby Logan, had to leave Match of the Day midway through the programme last night. A statement from Yorath's children calls him a quiet, kind and gentle man. Yorath won the league with Leeds in the 70s and oversaw Wales' wins over Brazil and West Germany. Tim Krul's told White and Jordan that Christian Romero might have a point, but the Spurs captain should not have criticised the club on Instagram.
There's clearly a disconnect. Management, board level, whatever it is, fans. But as a player, you need to be really careful in what you're saying. And you're a role model. So what's this look like for next time you play at home?
After Tottenham's latest defeat at Bournemouth, Romero posted, "At times like this, it should be other people coming out to speak, but they don't." We understand Man City, meanwhile, are paying £62.5 million for Antoine Semenyo over 2 years. Semenyo's due for his City medical today. And with an ECB review underway, Ben Stokes wants to stay on as England captain and backs Brendan McCullum to remain as head coach, despite their 4-1 Ashes humbling. Meanwhile, Harry Brook, the vice-captain, has said sorry for an altercation with a nightclub bouncer in New Zealand ahead of the tour. Brook's on his last warning with the ECB and has been fined 30 grand. There's more on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Joining us now from Rio with all the very latest from the world of South American football. It's Tim Vickery. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Hello and Happy New Year, one and all.
Indeed. Before we get underway, I know you'd want to pay a tribute to Martin Chivers. He's a man who would have touched your life as a football fan when you were living over here. A great player, really important player for Spurs at a time when they had, cup victories domestically and in Europe.
You're talking about my generation. The first ever issue of Shoot magazine that I bought, Martin Chivers, Big Chiv there, he was on the cover. I remember listening to my old man slate him so much, saying he's so good and he could be a little bit better. But he leaves a fabulous legacy, doesn't he? Both at Southampton and especially at White Hart Lane, where he played the best years of his career, and he was for a while their England centre forward.
Absolutely, he certainly was. So we're going to turn to Igor Thiago, who is playing incredibly well at the moment for Brentford. What are his chances with Ancelotti and Brazil, Tim?
Well, it's unorthodox. It's because he played Brazil's second division, which is Serie B. From Serie B to Bulgaria. From Bulgaria to Belgium. From Belgium to Brentford. From Brentford to the brilliant yellow shirt of Brazil. Could it happen? It is scaling Everest the hard way, but he's putting himself in the conversation. The most amount of goals ever scored by a Brazilian in the Premier League. And he's still got nearly half the season left to bang in some more. And he's got, obviously, Carlo Ancelotti as the coach, who is in tune with what's happening in the Premier League, and one of Ancelotti's assistants, Paul Clement, who's even more attuned to what's happening in the Premier League. There is a battle royale going on for that number 9 jersey, but he's put himself in the conversation. Brazil call up. It's the only games before the World Cup squad is announced. In March, they play in the States. They play France and Croatia. When that squad is announced, there will be a nervous man. The big bearded man from Brentford will be nervous there in West London, because he's got a chance. It is very difficult to get in that way, because today, for example, the Brazilian press is full of stories about who is he? Who is this fella? Yeah. They don't know him, and that makes it tough to get in. And they really don't like. There is resistance to the idea of players being called up from what they see as minor clubs in the Premier League. Now, they've thrown that one at Wolverhampton Wanderers in the past. If you're going to throw that at Wolves, that is certainly going to be thrown at Brentford. So it's not always an easy sell to get a player like that, who's not really known to the Brazilian football community, into the national team. But by his own terrific performance, he's put himself in the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Had he not missed really the first 5 or 6 months of his time at Brentford, that injury, he could have cemented that place already. I mean, it has been pretty exceptional. I mean, Ancelotti's very loyal, isn't he? I wouldn't say Richarlison's going through his greatest.
Someone needs to study what Brentford do to strikers, because they always come in.
Great. Could you? I mean, I'm trying to think back to our conversations when he signed Tim. Could you see it? Did you think he was going to do well at Brentford?
Emphatically no, because I hardly knew him. I'd seen a little bit of him in the second division, but only a little bit. But second division, Bulgaria, Brazilian international striker, behave. It's a symbol of what Brentford do.
Exactly.
Because, if you're the size of Brentford, you've got to be creative. You've got to be looking for talent in places that other people aren't looking for it. Yeah. So I think it's a fabulous story. A lot of his competitors are in the Premier League. And Ancelotti is dividing this number 9 position, either off the bench or to start, into 2. There's the ones who are a mixture of a 9 and a 10, which is Mateus Cunha has got first dibs on that, with João Pedro of Chelsea second. Both of them have benefited from moves to more higher profile clubs. João Pedro certainly benefited from what he did in the Club World Cup, which was huge over here. For the 9, the penalty area operator, and he loves Richarlison, Ancelotti. He's given Richarlison a lot of opportunities, and he's been criticised for it. And the other one is Igor Jesus, who obviously is well known in Brazil, and he won the league and he won the Champions League over here with Botafogo, and he had an epic performance against Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup. But I think he's having a pretty good year with Forest, but he hasn't scored. I think most of his goals have come outside the Premier League. He's only got 1 Premier League goal. So the mathematics looks good for Igor Thiago, but time is running out to give him a chance. I mean, those FIFA dates in March when they play France and Croatia, absolutely vital.
What about Gabriel Jesus? And he's starting to score a couple of goals. He's getting a bit more game time. Is he out the picture, Tim?
He is, as far as we know for the moment. I mean, he's done nothing for Brazil for so long, and he's since 2019. He had lots of opportunities, and he scored since 2019 the grand total of 1 goal for Brazil, which came in stoppage time of a friendly away to South Korea that they were already winning. His last game, and he's been out injured for a while, but his last game was the first World Cup qualifier, the only World Cup qualifier they've ever lost at home. They went down 1-0 to Argentina. And after the game, he told the press, scoring goals isn't really my speciality. Now, that's not a great thing to say if you want to win friends and influence people and be Brazil's number 9. So he carries that one around a little bit. We don't know what the new regime think of him, what Ancelotti and so on think of him. But at the moment, certainly in recent times, he's been out of the picture. Can he force his way back in? The Premier League is the place to look, for this battle to be Brazil's number 9.
Let's look at a couple of players potentially heading from, well, I think in one case, definitely heading to the Premier League. Alisson from... he's at Gremio, isn't he? That's right. He's gone to Villa, 10.5 million apparently. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, I'm not sure with Alisson that Villa's aim is true. I'm not sure yet. I'm a little bit surprised. Thank you. You've got to be a certain age to get these ones. You've got to have those grey hairs. I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, there's certainly promise there, but I had imagined that these kind of moves would come to an end, because for years everyone was looking for their Vinny Jr. And Brazil produces more of these wide strikers, strike these wingers, and more of them you can shake a stick at, given a stick and the desire to shake it. And some of the recent ones really haven't come off. I mean, Luis Guilherme, who similar, perhaps a little bit more behind him perhaps than Alisson. Luis Guilherme, West Ham, thankfully for them, have found a buyer, but they had to cut their losses and got nothing out of him at all. And a fella who came from the same club as Alisson, Gustavo Nunes, gone to Brentford. Nothing out of him so far. Even maybe Savinho, who Brazilian international. City haven't got much out of him, and hence the fact they've just gone in and bought Semenyo. Alisson, he's only got 1 season behind him, and it was a kind of nothing season with Gremio. And who saved them, who pulled them into mid-table respectability, was Premier League veterans and Carlos Vinicius, William, Arthur, the midfielder, who was at Liverpool briefly, at Barcelona, Juventus, and so on. And he had a promising season as a stocky, filling out, left-footed winger playing wide right, cutting in. He's only got 1 goal, 1 league goal behind him. And certainly speaking to people who've seen much more of him than I have, who cover the club, they're thinking he's not ready yet. He's not ready, and his final decision it's just not quite good enough. He needs more. He's a little bit of a loose. So I was a bit surprised. But Villa have been tracking him for a while, so obviously they really see something there. But I'm a little bit surprised that it's gone through. And here's hoping that he gets off to a better start than the likes of Luis Guilherme and Gustavo Nunes have.
Just a quick one on Sousa. I was thinking just what Tottenham need, an untried left-back from Santos. Just what we're crying out for at the moment. Would he be good business if Tottenham can make it happen?
Terrific business. I like him very much. He's a good left-back.
Good.
Physically strong, skillful, good footballer, can defend, can attack. And he's come through. Now, his first season been really difficult because Santos fighting against relegation. And it's a tough ask, Santos, because, you've got all of that history and tradition of Pelé, and you've got a club which these days, well, it represents a small city in Brazil. So, they're really up against it. But you've got all the demands. So it's a tough support base to play in front of. And he's done really, really well. He obviously wants to move, and Tottenham came in with 8 million. not nearly enough, I think. Santos at the moment relishing a little bit of an auction for this to push the price up. It seems that he wants Tottenham, and I would be very happy to see him come in. Maybe not immediately straight away, but I think he's on Ancelotti's radar screen as a left back for Brazil. So I think he's very, very promising indeed.
Cheers, Tim. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you, Tim.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Tim Vickery there, our man on South American football. Thanks to him. Now, the former Premier League referee David Coote was in court today. Here's talkSPORT's Will Hobbs with the details.
David Coote was given a 9-month sentence, suspended for 2 years, despite admitting he downloaded an indecent image of a child. A court's heard how Coote had a sexual video of a 15-year-old boy in school uniform on his laptop. The footage was Category A, the most serious kind. The judge at Nottingham Crown Court described the 43-year-old as having a spectacular fall from grace. Coote was fired as a top-flight referee in December 2024 after a video emerged of him making derogatory comments about the then Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp.
Let's talk sports. Will Hobbs. Coming up next, Flav Batmain from the Fighting Cock Spurs podcast joins us. Some other fallout from Thomas Frank's press conference. The headline we brought you earlier on is that Mohamed Kudus will be out effectively until April, until after the March, and it's right at the end of March, that international break. So, real blow for Spurs, especially as they sold Brennan Johnson, who was playing in that position. So Flav joins us next. It was a pretty toxic old night last night at the Vitality. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation. Get winter ready with heating and insulation essentials. Next stop, Toolstation. Well, when Charlie WhatsApped me last night after the Bournemouth Spurs game and said, "What's happening to Spurs, Paul?" I sent him a picture of a skip on fire.
You did, Paul.
Because at all levels, it was a bit of a disaster. Not the worst performance, certainly, of the season. But the result was a shocker, and it came about really in a familiar way with players not closing down shots on the edge of the box, which
that must have been the most disappointing thing, that you could predict it.
Yes,
you knew what was going to happen.
Well, funny enough, I didn't. I thought that if anybody was going to score the winner, it was us. Okay. That's what a mug I am.
Yeah. Keep you believing. That's what they do, Paul.
Then we had players, including Mickey van der Ven, probably for the first time. I mean, we're used to it with Porro. Limited talent, massive ego.
But enough about me.
Yeah. But I mean, we're used to it with some players, but not with Van der Ven. That was a bit of a red flag after his overlap interview as well, putting his face out there. But then we had the Christian Romero Instagram message, and apparently Thomas Frank has said in the press conference ahead of the Villa game at the weekend in the Cup that he and Johan Lange, one of the directors of football, had a good conversation with Christian this morning after his Instagram post. So here we are again, Toxic Tottenham. Flav Batmain joins us from the Fighting Cock podcast. Hi, Flav.
Hey, Flav.
How you doing?
What a jolly intro that was for you, Flav, wasn't it?
It's like, I should follow that up with...
Just going to play you on with...
Follow it up with "Come on, you Spurs." But it does it. It just feels at all levels at the moment. There's stuff wrong, Flav, isn't there? There's so much wrong, and then heightened by the fact that we find out that Kudus is out until April. We picked up 2 more muscle injuries in midfield last night. It is a bin fire.
It's it's quality, isn't it? This is what supporting. This is what supporting Spurs is all about. The people that are sort of latched onto the club or started supporting the club, in the 2010s when we had Bow. This is Tottenham. This is what it's all about. This is what it's like to follow our football club for the vast majority of the last 40 years. I mean, the performance last night in isolation wasn't a problem, right? I thought there was spirit in the second half, like you said. Well, we probably looked like we were going to win the game in the end. And then inevitably, obviously, Semenyo gets his fairy tale. I mean, if ever there's a football club that would allow such a thing to happen, the last kick of his Bournemouth career before he, tails off to Man City to win it all, Spurs will not close him down, so it allows him to score that goal. But yeah, in isolation, that performance wasn't a problem. It was the 20 games beforehand, or most of those games, that meant that was an issue, that we lost that game in the last kick of it. And the stuff that fell out afterwards, the Van der Ven having a go at the fans, it's a very, I don't know if you've been to Bournemouth away, but it's proper old school. You're very close. Yeah. They can hear everything you're saying. So someone said something to him. And then, Romero's mental Instagram post. Like, I kind of liked it. Like, you're hearing something, but we on the podcast earlier, we just recorded, we were trying to work out who he was talking about. Who's lying at the club? Like, because I would have thought Daniel Levy, right? He's talking about Daniel Levy, but he ain't there, so it ain't him. It's someone who's been there for years, so it's not Vino Venkatesham. Who is it? So we don't know.
Maybe he's just meaning that the board on massive, the hierarchy, the man, the people upstairs. Maybe it's a bit... It's not the first time he's done it, Flav, is it? He had a post similar to this before where he had a bit of a pop. I mean, I would imagine he's having a go at recruitment. I mean, players like him, when they sign long-term contracts and he had options to go elsewhere, probably made promises about this time next year we're going to be millionaires, Rodney. As and the players get sold it as much as we fans do.
I said to you earlier, Paul, they did try and bring in, Morgan Gibbs-White.
But they didn't get them over the line.
Get them over the line, did they? But they did try.
They tried to get Ezra in, but they didn't get that over the line either.
I like the fact that he's stuck with us, though. Like, he signed the contract. You're stuck now. Like with Kane, he was stuck with us for 6 years. He can't leave. Sonny's wasted his whole career at Spurs. Probably could have gone over thing because he's stuck. Like we're stuck. But he's probably been promised things that that haven't been delivered, and for a long time that has been the case at Spurs. And I really think we're starting to see an issue about the structure of the football club, and hopefully Venkatesham's doing some stuff to ensure that there is a new structure that will support change. And when we lose players or managers or whatever it might be, that there is something in place to navigate that issue, like Brentford have. They've lost Mbuemo, they've lost Visser, they've lost Tony Watkins, they've lost Frank, and nothing changes. They slowly and steadily get better because they've got a structure in place that can navigate all these issues. And Spurs don't have that
expectations
structure.
lower, isn't it? Expectations lower.
Yeah, I've got to the stage now, Flav. I don't know about you. I just want ENIC to sell it. I'm gone past that thing of careful what you wish for. I'm prepared to take my chances. I just feel now they have gone whatever well, it's not the new owner. It's the same ownership as before, minus the guy who was running it in Daniel. It's just, I mean, I don't see that they have the ambition to run this club properly. The infrastructure is amazing, but the football team isn't up to scratch. It doesn't live anywhere up until the infrastructure of the club.
Yeah, I think ideally, if they sold it, that would be positive, or at least something different, a move in the right direction. I'm holding on to, at the moment, the fact that they weren't really involved and Daniel Levy was the power broker effectively, and that ENIC were just on the peripheries running the other businesses. That's might be idealistic of me, but we'll have to see. But the reality is they're not going to sell because they don't have to do much, and the club will be worth more in a few years anyway.
Money men. Look at the percentage.
We had this initial PR splurge with V9. It was great, and he seems to have sort of disappeared back into the bunker. We haven't heard a great deal from him. We've not heard anything really from Johan Langer apart from set piece interviews for the club channel. Looks like Paratici's off. I mean, really, on every level, there's... I mean, how do we put this right? We've got 30 seconds, Flav. We've got 30 seconds to sort this club out. What do you think?
Well, I think this season's pretty much a write-off. I think the easiest win, the home win for Spurs is after the World Cup, bring back Pochettino, and let's just see how that goes. We just need something to hold on to and feel good. And he loves the football club, and he said recently, if I've got one wish left in football, it's to win the league with Tottenham Hotspur. And that was unprompted, so bring him back.
Well, that's a pretty good sum up.
I always like to say, this is your favourite thing to do.
What's it?
Watch Spurs is your favourite thing to do.
This is supposed to be leisure time. It's supposed to be fun.
I honestly can't wait for Villa. I cannot wait for Villa. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's crazy.
So your latest Fighting Cock is out later on today, is it?
It's out now.
Brilliant. Okay. Cheers, Flav. All the best. Thanks
Flav.
very much.
Cheers.
Flav Batmain there from the Fighting Cock Spurs podcast.
I think that's enough Spurs for you now, Paul.
Yeah,
we'll
arm up me back.
We'll get Andy on in half an hour. He can go have a go at Chelsea.
If you want to listen to that game against Aston Villa, it's 5:45 on Saturday evening. It's live on talkSPORT. We have got. I haven't got time to go through them all. We got a sea of matches in the FA Cup this weekend, but we still got a Premier League game to go. Arsenal, Liverpool tonight. David O'Leary joins us in the next hour. We'll be looking ahead to that game. We're going to talk a bit of Brentford, and we'll have a birthday spread for you. That is all to come.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan van range. Scoring a winning hat-trick of performance, payload and price. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
With your headlines at 3:02, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. The judge who gave former Premier League referee David Coote a suspended prison sentence says he's had a spectacular fall from grace. Coote admitted to making an indecent image of a child. His 9-month prison term was suspended for 2 years. Now, Thomas Frank says he and Spurs sporting director Johan Langer have spoken to Christian Romero about his post on Instagram. The Spurs captain appeared to criticise the club after defeat last night, but quickly edited that part out. Former Premier League goalkeeper Tim Krul has told talkSPORT he'd want a word.
I mean, as a club captain, you're allowed to say a little bit more, and clearly you have to come out and voice your opinion. But yeah, these are big statements, and as a teammate, I would be having a word with him to, as a leadership group, like what we're doing here. Are we setting a statement as a group what we're doing?
Thomas Franks also confirmed Mohamed Kudus will be out until March with injury. Anthony Joshua has paid tribute to his friends known as Sina and Lat after their deaths in a car crash in Nigeria. The former world heavyweight champion admits he's finding it tough to process what happened. And Ben Stokes wants to stay on as England captain after a dismal Ashes series. He's also offered his full support to head coach Brendan McCullum.
You know, I absolutely love working with Baz. He's a great man and he's a very, very, very good coach. You know, there's more that goes on behind the scenes than he'll ever give away and than he'll ever let out. So yeah, look, he's got my full support.
There's plenty more fallouts on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
talkSPORT News.
A rare red danger to life warning has been issued for the southwest of England, and business rate rises for pubs are going to be watered down after pressure from landlords. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With expert technicians in all our centres across the country, we'll keep your car's inbuilt safety tech in top condition this winter. Book today at quickfit.com.
Bright spells with some wintry showers in the north, turning wet and windy further south with snow, especially on the hills. Severe gales later as Storm Goretti moves into the southwest.
Weekend preview on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. For more racing tips, check out their podcast, From the Horse's Mouth, with Ruby Walsh and our own Paddy Power. The podcast for racing fans, by racing fans. T's and C's apply. 18 plus BWO.org.
Yes, it's time to talk racing now. Ryan McHugh joins us from Paddy Power with all the very latest news and odds. Hiya, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
Yeah, hi lads. Hope you're both keeping well.
Yeah, we're not so bad. So what are you fancying this weekend racing-wise?
Well, hopefully we get some racing, lads.
Yeah,
We've plenty of
true.
abandonments with the cold weather, of course, over the past week. But hopefully, as I said, we'll get to see some good quality jumps action. ITV are due to show 10 races on Saturday across 3 tracks. We'll start with Warwick, lads. Classic Chase at 2:55 is the feature race on their card. But before then, there's a Grade 2 Novice Chase on the card at 1:52. I like Lawrence Bay in this. He was well beaten at Sandown last time in a similar contest, but he was good on Chase debut Utoxer before then. Weighed out is towards the top of the betting in that race, but he has to carry a penalty, and I think the trip, or the track I should say, around Warwick will be a bit sharp for him, so I don't really like his chances. I mentioned the Classic Chase being the feature, although it's not as big a field as it has been in previous years. There's 9 runners going to post. It is still wide open on Saturday. Joy O'Mashan is a 10-1 chance with ourselves at Paddy Power. I think that is an interesting price. He carries a very light weight here with regular rider Harry Atkins taking off £7. He's only had the one chase start for New Yard Dan Skelton, in which he joined last season. He finished 4th in that run. He ticks plenty of boxes for me, and I thought at 10-1 he was at each way bet in that one. Over at Kempton, Caliph de Burley is odds on at 8-11 to win the Siviniaco Conti Chase. That comes up at 2:40 on Saturday. But the following race is the Lanzarote Hurdle. We're paying 5 places in that one instead of the standard 4. 17 runners go to post in that. And Beat the Bat of Harry Fry's, I thought, held a good each way chance. He's only had the one start this season, and that came over fences. He drops back over hurdles on Saturday. It looks to be off a winnable mark based on his runs over hurdles last season, and I think the trip will really suit him well. But that's all from me, lads. Hopefully the weather plays ball this weekend, as I said, and we get to see all of the races that I chatted about and much more this weekend.
After the Ashes, I've got to have a bit of each way on Beat the Bat. So, thank you, Ryan. Thank you,
Ryan.
Thank you.
Ryan McHugh there from Paddy Power. Remember, if you want to keep up with all the latest racing news, Paddy Power from the Horse's Mouth podcast is available every week, and you can download the latest episode from your usual podcast provider now. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Weekend preview on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. For more racing tips, check out their podcast, From the Horse's Mouth, with Ruby Walsh and our own Paddy Power. The podcast for racing fans, by racing fans. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Now, we were chatting to Flav Batmain from the Fighting Cock Spurs podcast earlier on and touched on that story about Christian Romero, the Spurs skipper, sending out an Instagram message, ostensibly to the fans, but clearly sending a message to the hierarchy that he then went and tweaked slightly. Talked about people upstairs only turning up when it's going well and telling lies, is what he said. As he said, he tempered that later on. Thomas Frank, in his press conference ahead of the Cup game against Villa on Saturday evening, was asked about it, and this is what he said.
After Kuti became the captain, I think he's done a lot of good things right. I said it when I named him the captain, that he's an experienced player, tried a lot. He's still a young leader. And I think a lot of the things he's done well on and off the pitch, I'm happy with. I'm actually very happy with his performance last night. I think he was a true captain in many ways throughout the game. Half-time, when it was speaking up at half-time, when we're 2-1 down, keep believing, keep doing the right things. But also when you're a young leader, sometimes you make a mistake, of course. It's good to keep it internally. Johan and I had a good conversation with him this morning about everything, which we of course keeps internally.
He looks 10 years older than he did 6 months ago, Thomas Frank.
I think it's a shame for him that it's an FA Cup weekend and he's sat in front of a red and white Emirates backdrop. Today of all days,
Oh, and look, we're going to chat to our next guest about Brentford, but she knows Thomas Frank. When she left the Weekend Sports Breakfast, he gave her a lovely message.
Yeah.
So Natalie Sawyer, of course, I'm talking about. Hi, Natalie.
Hello, Natalie.
Hello. How are you both?
He was holding you back, Natalie. That's what it was. He was holding Brentford back.
But seriously, you know him and you love him. And I'd say he does look 10 years older. There's the weight of this job. I mean, it's different. Look, I'm not saying Brentford are a small club, but they are a smaller club than Spurs. And just the weight of this job, even down to mistakenly picking up a paper cup, and that becomes front page news.
I know. I agree with you. I've seen the pictures and I've obviously seen him in video and thinking, actually, I saw him at the Brentford-Tottenham game and I thought to myself, I think this is a bit hard for you, this one. It just, on his face, it looks hard. I don't want it to be hard for him because I will always adore Thomas Frank and what he did for our club. So in that sense, I want him to get it right. But my goodness, he's got a tough ask, isn't he?
Let's talk about your club now. Up to the heady heights of 5th on this incredible run. Big win against Sunderland last night. You absolutely blew them away. I think we softened them up for you at the weekend, Spurs, so you've got to thank us. But it was another great performance. Igor Thiago's flying. We were just chatting to Tim Vickery. Could he be in the frame for Brazil in the World Cup? So it's all going well.
It's going really well. And, following on from the Everton result, where we won there 4-2, the last couple of games, we've just seen a real zip to this Brentford team, a confident Brentford team as well. There's just a lot to like about us right now. Don't get me wrong, there's been some dour performances. That 0-0 draw against your boys, Paul, wasn't brilliant. But as I say, the last couple of games, we've all just walked away going, that is brilliant. That's how we want to be playing week in, week out, if we can. You can't always do it, I know that. But yeah, it's been a joy to watch Brentford recently.
Flav Batmain was just on Spurs podcast saying that Brentford seem to have a knack of having a through line through the club. So the manager can change, the players can change, but there seems to be the same ethos all the way. Do you know why that is or how that is? Is that just the owners? How does that work, Natalie?
Well, I would say it's down to the owner, our director of football, Phil Giles. When you think about how Thomas Frank was the successor because he was at the club before.
Yeah.
So to Dean Smith, and then you look at how Keith Andrews is a successor to Thomas Frank. He was already at the club. Now we are, by stature, we are a small club, so we can't necessarily always go out and get a new manager from another club, because he's got to bring in a lot of his own coaches, which is going to cost us money, which then in the long term could result in us losing them as well. So we have to do it the right way by appointing the right coaches who we think can then step up, like we have done in recent times. And that's the same with players as well. Like you've mentioned, it's all about making sure we always have that successor in line.
How did you feel about Keith Andrews getting the job? He had a tough start. It was 1-1 in the first 5, and a few people saying, they've dropped one, and it's going to be really difficult. But since then, it's been onwards and upwards. How did you feel about it when he got the gig then, Natalie?
Well, I mean, I honestly did not think he was going to get the job, first of all. And I'm the one, and now I'm saying what I've just said about successors, and it makes sense what we do. But I, in my head, thought, well, now we're Premier League. Of course, we're going to go for a kind of a bigger Premier League kind of exciting name. But that being said, he's proved so many doubters wrong. And what I love and what is so encouraging about this Brentford team is that it's clear that all those players will run through a brick wall for him. And that's how it feels to me. That relationship he has with Igor Thiago, which has been built on the time that Igor Thiago was in the treatment room last season. You can see it's so important to still be a fantastic man manager. And I think that's what we're getting with Keith Andrews as well.
Yeah. And the hair just gets better.
Is it the Premier League's best hair?
Well, you go from Dean Smith to Thomas Frank, who had great hair. Thomas Frank's good hair. But then to find someone with better hair than
Where else can you go? You've got to give it to Andy Goldstein.
It's got a sheen on it. I'd love to know what product he uses. I don't know who they go for next. Maybe that bloke who is the Man United fan who won't cut it until.
Oh yeah, that fella.
Maybe
do they win 5?
Do they win?
Get that guy in.
But no, that's I'm sure he's also an excellent manager, isn't he? But
so I mean, can you keep this up? Natalie?
Europe, Brentford in Europe is an exciting prospect.
I mean, it's a dream, isn't it? I think a lot of us are trying to keep our feet on the ground because we don't want to get our expectations too high and then it falls flat on our face. But we've got a tough run of fixtures to come. After our trip to Hillsborough for the FA Cup, we've got Chelsea away, Forest at home, Villa away and Newcastle away. So those 4 games are going to be tough, I think. So we'll see how we come through those 4 games. Might be interesting. But I tell you what, I think I wouldn't be surprised if a few new faces come in January and then we just build on that and see where we can go. I must say that, Phil Giles, like I mentioned, our director of football and the owner have always talked about Europe is the aim. So I think if it's within reach, they're going to do what they can to make it happen.
Yeah. Now you're back on talkSPORT on Saturday. You're at Macclesfield Palace in the FA Cup Saturday lunchtime. Hey, that is a cracker. Jim Proudfoot and Andy Townsend will be there with you. So, that magic of the FA Cup.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great because before kick-off, we're pitch side, so we're going to be speaking to managers, players, people from the National League as well. We're going to have a great build-up to it, and I hope it's a cracking game because we all wanted to see a giant killing. I apologise to Crystal Palace fans in advance for saying that, but we love that. That's what we want, the magic of the cup, like you say. So I'm just pleased to be there.
What's great about Brentford as well is you'll have seen them play Macclesfield in the league, actually. At some point.
Yeah.
In Division
absolutely.
4.
I remember playing Torquay,
you those
you
never sunk that low. You never sunk that low.
Did they ever play Brentford?
Torquay? I went loads. I went away once.
That's when you had the pub on every corner.
That's where I went. But the bloke, one of our guys, because cheering, he stood up on the railing, slipped off, and knocked all his front teeth out.
Oh, wow!
And the stewards thought he was just drunk.
Oh, no.
And just sort of kicked him out. And I thought, he's just knocked all his teeth out. And that was Brentford.
Well, they were a friendly club, Brentford.
Exactly, yeah, there we are.
Oh, dear. Well, enjoy Macclesfield, Natalie. Thanks very much.
Thanks,
Natalie.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Natalie Sawyer there, talkSPORT presenter and big Brentford fan. Our FA Cup coverage starts tomorrow night. Wrexham versus Nottingham Forest. That is a cracker.
That is an absolute belter, yeah.
Jim Proudfoot, Tash Dowie, former England women's striker, will be your commentary team. Hugh Woozencroft, your host for that one. We've got the little matter of the Goons versus Liverpool tonight.
Oh, yeah.
David O'Leary, Arsenal legend, joins us next. Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy, your commentary team. Adrian is your ringmaster for that one. And you can get your calls into the sports bar at 10. Who is going to get the Has Anyone Seen treatment
from
Jason Cundy? in his full
He's got
clown.
those masks now, hasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
If Arteta loses tonight.
It's quite difficult last night because Chelsea lost and Spurs lost, so they were slightly bereft.
Didn't know what to do.
No. Anyway, the boys are back tonight after the game. But, yeah, we're going to have a chat with David O'Leary next. Look at tonight. We'll touch on a bit of Villa as well. Held to a draw last night. How real is their title challenge with City slipping up? We'll get David's thoughts on that. We're here, as always, with our very good friends at Toolstation. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Toolstation.
maybe new champions will emerge. Arsenal will certainly hope so, and you know what? This time they might just get it.
That tug of war I talk about, that rope is coming Arsenal's way.
I think it's theirs to lose, to be honest.
Just like the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can.
Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. The roof has just been ripped off Anfield. It's an absolute net buster from Szoboszlai.
Liverpool have spent 466 million British pounds sterling. They should be favourites.
It's another disappointing game at Anfield in what, it has to be said, is a disappointing season.
There are a few things that are constantly happening. We tend to concede if we are leading in the last few minutes of the game.
He's put himself under massive pressure.
Jesus is there! And he's rescued it for Arsenal!
Arsenal just keep finding a way, and you still feel that when they play badly, they're very unlikely to lose.
A supreme header for Virgil van Dijk.
Is this Arsenal's time?
Still in early January, so we have another 5 months to go, and so far we have to do much more.
Yeah, when the fixtures came out, I don't think we would have expected Liverpool to be 14 points and a massive goal difference behind Arsenal at this stage, but that's the way
the fall-off's been pretty shocking, yeah.
We spoke to Steven Caulker, the former Liverpool and Spurs centre-back, earlier on, and he was very confident Arsenal get the job done tonight. Let's speak to a legend of the club. David O'Leary joins us. Hi, David.
Hi, David.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Charlie. Hope all is well.
Yeah, we're good, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I see it's bound to be a lot of confidence among the Arsenal fans. I don't know how much you've seen of Liverpool recently, but if Arsenal are on their game, they're just a far better team than Liverpool at the moment.
I think I heard you earlier, a couple of hours ago. Arsenal had best squad, and they're proving that. Are Liverpool the same as last season? Worthy winners of the league last season, but nowhere near what they were last season. City, for me, the only challengers to maybe pip Arsenal, but I don't think that the City of old. And I think Arsenal were to win, Paul or Charlie, tonight to go 8 points clear with the depth in the squad they have. Top goalkeeper, don't give much away, can grind results out when you're not playing well, which has been happening over the last few weeks. It's the way to go and win the Premier League.
Yeah, you start to think what could derail Arsenal. I mean, we saw a few nervous games over Christmas, and even then they managed to get results. They managed to get over the line, not playing well. Then you think, okay, key personnel. And it wouldn't be great if Rice, God forbid, it was out
Rice,
for 3 or 4.
Saka, yeah.
But they do seem to have the depth in the squad to cover that. They've got players coming back and Havertz, etc. So it's very difficult to see a reason why this would all fall apart.
And I totally agree. And up to now, the squad has been well used. It's been tested, and it's lived up to everything that Mikel has wanted to build. He's wanted to build a big squad. It's cost a lot of money, but it's a squad that you look what comes off the bench. And that, to me, you judge a really top team by what you have on the bench and what you can change in a match. And you see, even with the injuries, the players that Arsenal can bring on from the bench is absolutely fantastic. You did mention there, though, one player that I don't think anybody at the club would want to lose, and myself particularly, is Declan Rice, who's been absolutely outstanding.
Amazing. Yeah, superb. Such good news for England.
There's a couple of stories, a few whispers today that Arsenal could be in the frame for Mark Gay at centre-back. I mean, he's been linked to City and Liverpool and others, and it seems he could hang on to the end of the season and have his pick of clubs. I mean, I don't know how big a story that is, but I mean, do you think that's a player they need?
If you were to ask me, will there be ins and outs at Arsenal? I don't think there'll be ins. I don't think there'll be definitely any big signings coming in, and I can't see anybody going out because I think Mikel has a squad here that's got him, that could go after tonight 8 points clear, and will want to keep that because he knows people will say, of course it's not over yet, but going 8 points clear, it's going to. I think it's for the club, for Arsenal to lose now, and with the squad he has, he knows that squad could take him over the line, and I honestly can't see anybody coming in. I can't see anybody going out. Yeah, but I could be totally proved wrong.
The striker position has not been particularly settled, but I think it's great to see Jesus coming in. He obviously fancies it, and he's scoring some goals, David.
Great bonus, and when you've got a player that has been out for a long time, they're seeing how well the team is doing. They're hungry to get back. He's come back. He looks very sharp, and anytime he's come on, he's looked a threat.
As a manager, David, I was saying earlier on to Steven Caulker that there's a story about Nwaneri for Bournemouth, And there's been a bit of talk about Miles Lewis-Skelly wanting game time, maybe to squeeze into the World Cup squad because they're not getting game time at Arsenal. But if I was a manager and if I was Mikel Arteta, I wouldn't want those guys to go at the moment because this is such a key time, isn't it?
And you can lose people very quickly, and that's why he's built the squad. Yes, the two players you mentioned, yes, they're hungry, they want to play more. Lewis-Skelly, the World Cup, he's thinking of that, but is Mikel Arteta thinking the World Cup? No, he's thinking about winning the league, and that player can play a vital part if if injuries come along or somebody loses form, because you know what a player he is. And that's why I don't think anybody will go out or anybody will come in at Arsenal in this window.
Just a quick one on Villa as well. 0-0 last night. They are doing brilliantly, but it was interesting you said City were the only real challengers. They're level on points with City, albeit with a sort of vastly, I think Paul, inferior goal difference.
I think Paul and Charlie, they top class manager, and didn't work out at Arsenal for him. Maybe come in directly after Arsenal, where Mikel is benefiting from that. That's to replace. But he always knew Arsenal were getting rid of a top class manager who they picked well and wanted to do well. He's come back and shown what he can do. But I think the next few months, the Arsenal squad will kick into play, and that's where Villa lose out, because I don't think they have the depth to cover when the really lots of European games come along, the FA Cup fixtures come along, and then they've got to go back in the Premier League form. And I think, as I say, I see Villa top four. I think if they were to get fourth place, I think that would be fantastic. I think Liverpool will grind it out, and I can see them maybe getting third place. I can't see Liverpool getting higher than that. And the challenges for the Arsenal, I think the only challenges to haul Arsenal back in will be Man City.
Interesting. David, appreciate your time.
David.
Thanks
Brilliant.
very much.
Take care, both. You stay safe. Bye-bye.
There we are. There's David O'Leary there, Arsenal legend, with his thoughts on tonight's game, live on talkSPORT from 7 o'clock. All the build-up. Adrian Durham, your host. Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy are your commentary team. You can get your calls into the sports bar straight afterwards. We had a few emails. You try and squeeze.
We had all sorts of emails, Paul.
Yeah, we've been so
got time
busy
for 'em.
today.
And now we've got to waste half an hour on the birthday spread.
Let's have a couple of quick emails.
Well, I've got to find out you said that.
I know. There was Steve. We asked about. We had 2 yellow cards or 2 red cards last night.
Steve Baker's been in touch. Yeah,
hair pulling and sarcasm. You don't often get that, do you?
Steve Baker got kicked out of the dugout for vaping, Paul. Which, I mean, says quite a lot about the National League.
It does.
If you ask me. But there we are, and I'm just trying to find some now, and you've just thrown that at me, Paul. But
Sazem and I used to sit there with a cigarette
back in 1997, our Saturday morning college team ended up playing in the West Midlands Christian League. Good on crosses, and I ended up getting booked.
Charlie.
I ended up getting booked for blasphemy after shouting, "Oh my godfather, a bad decision." Not out that it was a local vicar refereeing.
Wow.
That's Rich, the Villa fan,
Yellow card for sent off for blasphemy.
For blasphemy.
Well, that's a straight red in the Christian League, I guess.
Let's see if I can find one more. No, I can't find.
Okay, look, we'll see if we can find them. You'll be getting.
I should have been. Oh, here you go. I got booked as a coach for a sarcastic sigh.
Really?
When asked,
is that his name? Sarcastic Sigh?
Yeah, hello. Yeah. Oh no, sarcastic.
Here he comes. Oh,
here he is. Yes, I love your shirt.
Yeah.
When asked for my name and replied with Mickey Mouse.
Oh, not that one again.
Yeah. The ref sarcastically sighed back. Don't blame him, Gareth. That was on you, to be honest.
Anyway, birthday spread's coming up next. A lot of excitement about the new birthday spread board game. More on that in a moment. When we're joined by Andy Jacobs and Jeff Peters.
Former Premier League ref David Coote's been spared jail despite admitting to downloading an indecent image of a child. Coote's been given a 9-month suspended sentence and must do 150 hours of community service. talkSPORT's Dean Saunders is gutted to hear the news of Terry Yorath's death at the age of 75.
He took over the Welsh squad and we were in trouble. He got us to 27th in the world. He managed to get, we had a load of good players at the time, he managed to get us all in the team. And we all enjoyed turning up for him.
Terry's daughter, Gabby Logan, had to leave Match of the Day midway through the programme last night. A statement from Yorath's children calls him a quiet, kind and gentle man. Yorath won the league with Leeds in the 70s and oversaw Wales' wins over Brazil and West Germany. Tim Krul's told White and Jordan that Christian Romero might have a point, but the Spurs captain should not have criticised the club on Instagram.
There's clearly a disconnect. Management, board level, whatever it is, fans. But as a player, you need to be really careful in what you're saying. And you're a role model. So what's this look like for next time you play at home?
After Tottenham's latest defeat at Bournemouth, Romero posted, "At times like this, it should be other people coming out to speak, but they don't." We understand Man City, meanwhile, are paying £62.5 million for Antoine Semenyo over 2 years. Semenyo's due for his City medical today. And with an ECB review underway, Ben Stokes wants to stay on as England captain and backs Brendan McCullum to remain as head coach, despite their 4-1 Ashes humbling. Meanwhile, Harry Brook, the vice-captain, has said sorry for an altercation with a nightclub bouncer in New Zealand ahead of the tour. Brook's on his last warning with the ECB and has been fined 30 grand. There's more on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
Birthday spread shortly, but Charlie, you're part of an eclectic lineup on Virgin Radio this Saturday.
All new Virgin Radio, very, very good indeed. Emma B's joined you, she's doing mid-mornings, and Jeff Lloyd's back.
Yeah,
and,
good old
Ben
Jeff,
Jones does the afternoons, Jeff Lloyd does early evenings, very good. And then weekends, Hughie Morgan has joined, the fun-loving criminal himself.
So the lineup is Hughie Morgan,
and then me, 2 till 6. You get all the goals they go in. Never miss a goal, never miss a beat. Football without the boring bits. And then following me is Animatronic
from Scissor
Sisters. And then this weekend, following Animatronic, is Alan Brazil.
We just like the idea of the handover, don't we? Anna, lovely. Are you?
Well, I thought it was offside, Anna.
Are you part of the Matronic family from Paisley? I used to big Billy Matronic.
I do struggle with those made-up names, Anna.
Anna, did you see the game last? For me, it was never offside. Be great, wouldn't it?
I'd
a
love
handover chat. Anyway, let's move on.
Really enjoying.
We'll leave you with more of that.
Yeah,
birthday spread. 10 birthdays.
Oh, great.
Andy Jacobs has collated them. He'll have a gag attached to each one. My job and Charlie's job is to guess the ages of these people. Some will know, some we won't. Good afternoon, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
Good afternoon, boys. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you may notice that I can't actually move the equipment. It's very, very fragile. I complained about it weeks ago, but nothing's been done.
Right.
So I'm now in a situation where I basically, if I move 1 inch, the whole lot will collapse.
I'm interested in that.
Okay, fantastic.
You should have seen them. I'm now watching for that.
Yes, I'm just.
I know.
Me too. That is better than this. Whatever this is.
Wrong.
Good afternoon, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 6th season of the birthday spread.
Hey,
4-1, 22-17 last year. It's 106 to 66 overall. Paul won last time. Late on in December and goes first in the spread today.
You're not
my
wearing
New Year's
one...
resolution, no toppers.
No toppers.
Oh,
You're not...
Jeff.
no.
We want the toppers.
We like...
Well, it's until I can think of one.
we like some toppers.
Some toppers.
That's toppers. Nice. You're not wearing one of your leather vests today. You're looking very smart. You're going on somewhere after us?
On your eyebrows on, have you, Jeff?
I did have them tinted. I did have them tinted yesterday.
He's looking very.
Do they look that bad? Oh my God!
No,
no. Well, I mean, a little bit, but it
looks a bit like the Iron Filings.
May have just come out of Panto this Christmas.
Yeah.
I have my nails done as well.
You do look smart, Jeff.
My eyebrows. I am off to a
manner of things.
Oh yeah, that's very close up. You said don't move an inch, Andy. You just couldn't move any more than you moved.
I just show you my eyebrows. They sprout at different areas.
I never wanted to see Andy that close up in my life.
It was like, in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
When they hold his eye open.
Let's get on.
Right.
Here's Pele, Sergio Mendes. Quick, look at the time. For goodness sake, Andy, shut up.
Right. It's the dancer and choreographer and strictly judge, Craig Revel Hall.
Oh, Craig Revel Hall.
And there was a terrible kerfuffle on the Strictly tour when the hotel switched our luggage. He had my suitcase and I had a bag of Revels.
Oh, nice. Do you think he dyes his beard? He does dye his beard, doesn't he, Craig?
I don't know. Jeff seems to be the one to ask about that.
Yeah. A male grooming
tips. Not dye. Tint.
Tint. Okay.
Tint your beard.
That's how he sold it. Yeah.
Dyeing your beard isn't a euphemism, is it, Paul?
No,
you know he's the type. He dyes his beard. In the 50s.
Don't go down that. Don't go down that route.
Definitely not.
Anyway, 61. 61.
Oh.
What do you reckon Craig is?
Craig Hevel Hole.
Hevel Hole?
My son used to call him Craig Hevel Hole.
Okay. How old is he?
That's what he's known as in our house. 61, you said, you, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
I think we'd hear about it. I think he'd make a right fuss if he was 6. Maybe he has been. 62.
61.
Oh, Paperboy. The Paperboy delivered.
0-1. Fantastic.
Paul 0, Charlie 1.
Here we go. Charlie.
Settle up your paper bill, Paul. I can't afford it.
Birthday 2.
Okay. Birthday number 2, the Surrey and England cricketer Ollie Pope.
Oh, yeah.
And over the years, I've always been invited to his birthday parties. Very occasionally, they're really good, but mostly they start badly and they're all over in 10 minutes.
Hey.
When you sent me these birthdays earlier, Andy, I was thinking he's not going to use that one. It should have been dropped ages ago.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. No toppers, he said.
Oh, right.
So,
that's not a topper.
Oh,
that's
okay,
just an observation.
Just an observation.
Right. Charlie's smiling.
The white smoke out of the crematorium's coming out for that joke. Right,
Ollie Pope.
Here we go.
Ollie Pope.
Ollie Pope. 28.
29.
28.
Oh, who's the paper boy now?
Yes.
Boy.
Is that 1-1?
1-1. It's 1 apiece.
Top level birthday.
Birthday number 3 then. Andy Jacobs.
Birthday number 3, the great singer and songwriter Stephen Stills. I remember playing against him in a 3-on-3 football tournament against Stephen and his 2 teammates, former Forest midfielder Gary Crosby and one time keeper Carlo Nash.
Oh,
they were in perfect harmony on the pitch.
They're all signed
and of course
Marrakesh now.
Neil Young, the former Manchester City player, who scored the winning goal in the 1969 Cup final. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me of that. 69 Cup
sorry
final.
about that, Jeff.
You.
Sorry about that. Okay. Stephen Still's got to be in his 80s, isn't he? 81?
I've read,
what do you reckon?
read David Crosby's book. That's very good. Yeah. He did absolutely everything.
I've read Gary Crosby's book.
Have you? Yeah.
It's mainly about that, taking the ball out of Andy Dibble's hand. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, okay. That was Gary Crosby, wasn't it?
His version of Guinevere is fantastic.
Yeah,
very good. Okay, go on in. Go on
then, go on.
Yeah, Crosby.
Is it me or
Crosby,
is it you?
Stills and Nash?
It's me, is it? Oh, I said 81. What are you saying?
On the way to Marrakesh. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on then, yeah.
Love the one you're with, then what?
Yeah, go on.
Go on in.
Go on. Right. How old is he, Charlie? Look at the time.
Come on.
Sorry, I'm enjoying a feature that is normally a waste of half
You're not here to enjoy yourself.
in a child's game.
Right.
Get on with it.
83.
How old is he, Andy?
Oh, 81.
Oh, good. The paper boy is back.
We've started.
He is back.
We have started
the paper boy's here.
3 direct hits. 3 direct hits. It's Paul 1, Charlie 3.
Pay the paper boy, will you?
Birthday number 4, Andy.
The actor from Midnight Cowboy, one of my favourite films.
Oh, what a film. What a film.
John Voight.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And I once asked, you may remember, I once asked the late Freddie Truman who his favourite actor was. Voight said Fred.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, let's have that one back again.
It is really,
John Voight.
You've got a Voight for your right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I left out Timothy Chalamet and Milos Raonic. Two fantastic jokes.
Yeah.
But as I did them before, I didn't bother.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's big of it.
Was it Timothy Chalamet last year, was it?
Yeah,
I think
Timothy
it was.
Chalamet and Alanis Morissette was involved, isn't it, Raonic?
Oh, that's very good. Should have done those.
How old is... How old?
I can't remember who would do it.
Who was it?
John Voight.
John Voight.
John Voight.
John Voight.
88.
That's a good guess. He was in Ray Donovan recently. He was very good in that as well. 86.
87. This
is top level.
Fabulous.
Top level.
What's the scores now?
This is incredible. It's Paul 2, Charlie 4.
Okay. Well,
this is as good as it gets.
When we get onto the right honourable Sir Charles Barnes.
When it's Dame.
Okay. What's
her face?
Let's go into half-time then.
Philanthropist.
Okay, it's the TV presenter and folk musician Tony Arthur.
Tony Arthur.
And I went to one of her concerts actually with Anna Karen, who played Olive from On the Bus. She ruined the gig, honestly, continually shouting Arthur throughout the show.
It's one for the kids.
Lovely. I'm enjoying that.
She was in she was in Play Away as well.
Play
Tony
School
Arthur.
and Play Away.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
79.
Tony, I don't know if she is, so I'm just going to hang around with you.
Go on then.
That is Tony Arthur.
What do you reckon? Tony? Arthur?
Dad's mates. Tony Arthur.
Hello, Tony.
Arthur Pint.
Go on, do you reckon?
Tony Arthur. What do you say?
I said 79.
Yeah, up there. Yeah, 81.
85.
Oh, I love it.
So what's the scores going at half-time, Jeff?
At half-time, it is 8-all.
8-all. Okay. Let us know how you're getting on. Talksport.com. Text 81089. Tweet TSH and J to let us know how you're faring in the birthday spread. We're here with Toolstation. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Toolstation. Just a quick reminder before we continue with the spread that closing this Friday, talkSPORT celebrating 2026 by giving you the chance to win £26,000. You can head to talksport.com/win to find out how to enter. It's 8-8 at half-time.
Yeah.
How the talkSPORT listeners do.
John at Deb's Ironing Shop. What a stupid, childish game. I'm on 41. That's nice, John. You can see you've both been putting the practice in over the close season. Top quality spreading. That's Andy, the Chelsea fan. Half-time, 14. What a waste of half an hour. Steve from Wincham. And then I think David is trying to catch me out here and have the dump button ready, but I think I'll be okay. Currently on 4. Direct hits with Pope and Arthur. David. Sat on the rank at Waterloo.
Marvellous, fantastic. The talkSPORT board game, not out quite yet, but will be out shortly.
It is out, yeah.
There it is.
Let me just say, that is the basic game.
Yeah.
There are many expansion packs. You can buy one with just Jeff's toppers in it if you want.
This is Charlie Baker's AI working. But for some reason, Andy, if you look closely, we can home in on. Andy has turned into Ted from Gone Fishing.
Yes, it is.
We're showing you that on
Where's
YouTube.
my briefcase?
YouTube and CTV, the birthday spread game. There it is, marvellous. Anyway, birthday number 6, Andy, for Charlie.
What a great look.
Great look for you, Andy.
Yeah, it is really. It's the great Welsh rugby player, Colin Jarvis. Jarvis.
Wow.
And when he went on holiday last year, Colin asked me to dog sit his spaniel. I had to look after Carvis's chocker. No, I messed that up.
Carvis's chocker?
Have another go, Andy. Andy, have another go.
Jarvis's cocker.
Jarvis's cocker.
Carvis's chocker.
Carvis's chocker.
Carvis's. Oh, it's
Why is no one laughing? Why is no one? It made no sense, Andy.
I need to retire. Honestly.
There we are. Can we clip that?
Honestly.
Go on, then.
That is ridiculous.
Harold's Colin Jarvis.
Colin Jarvis. I don't know.
The only pulp, do you know what? The only pulp song I can think of is "Help the Aged." I'm just saying nothing. Andy.
Okay, right,
Absolutely.
yes, that's true. Yeah.
Sure.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Is it me?
Yes, you. Yeah.
Oh,
Colin Jarvis. I don't know.
Okay.
So this could be brilliant for you,
then.
Paul. You've probably been reading it.
No. Go on.
I'm going to say 64. Massive.
No, you're not. I don't think you are, unless I'm thinking of the wrong person. 62?
No, 53.
Oh, sorry,
okay.
Colin,
There
if
we
you're
are.
listening. We
Don't mind
went too
it.
high.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't be worse than the way I did that joke.
It is a Jarvis cock-up.
Just have another go at the joke, Andy, if you want. We all enjoyed it. Okay.
What's the scores, Jeff?
I've got more.
Paul on to 17, Charlie on to 19. 2 in it, 4 to go.
Okay.
It's the conductor laureate and artistic director from the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra.
Just what we need.
Kirill Karabits. Kirill Karabits. Now, Kirill is not only a great conductor, but he's also a brilliant football impressionist.
Yeah.
He does a terrific Roy Keane and Gary Neville, but I prefer his Karabits.
It's Karabits. Okay, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it.
So he's a conductor, is he?
Yeah.
On what route? 73. No, okay.
That was lovely, Paul.
That's one for the kids. There's no such thing as conductors.
Jeff, remember that for next year.
Yeah.
We were all expecting a nice one, Kirill.
Yeah,
so,
we were.
Brilliant. Love that. That was excellent. Brilliant.
I thought Paul's was.
I'd say he's
stop there.
61. 61, Andy. What do you reckon, Jeff?
Kirill Karabits.
Yeah.
Just what we need, isn't it? Another symphony orchestra in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
We've got about 3 in London. They'll be the best in the world. What's the Bournemouth one? It's a load of old people.
Yeah.
Turn
a
up
bit like the Vitality. It's
turn up
a
on
smaller crowd.
It's a smaller crowd.
Go on then, quick.
They just sold their best trumpet player.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
The Manchester Symphony Orchestra. Quick, Charlie.
Do you have a trumpet player?
I'm very aware of the time.
Right,
Charlie.
Paul. What did you say?
I said 61.
61. Yeah, I have no idea who he is either. 64.
49.
Oh, Eagles. Eagles.
Okay.
So Paul moves on to 29 and Charlie on to 34. 5 in it, 3 to go.
5 in it, 3 to go. Time of pressing. Charlie, here we go. Birthday number 8.
Okay, it's the portrait painter Jonathan Yeo.
Yeah.
And he's just opened a Japanese restaurant selling raw fish on rice. But he doesn't know what to call it. That's the thing.
Okay, yeah, Jonathan.
Jonathan Yeo.
Yo.
Do you know Jonathan Yeo?
I don't know. I know Tom Croft.
Prince Charles. You remember that big red painting? That was one of his.
Oh, okay, yeah.
King Charles Red.
Oh, yes, I've seen that in the portrait gallery.
Oh, nice. You get about, don't you?
I like it.
Man
yeah,
about
Paul.
town.
I've been places, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's free in.
Oh, okay, free.
I like it. It's free.
Get out of the rain.
Get out of the rain.
Get out of the rain.
Get out of the rain for a bit.
Have a wee and get out the rain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if you, some of it they charge for, but you know, Jonathan Yeo.
Jonathan Yeo.
I'm going to say he's 50.
50. No, you're probably not far. 55.
Oh, 55.
The papers are here.
The paper boy. Paul stays on 29.
Calm
Yes,
yourself.
Charlie.
It's just the paper boy.
Charlie on to 39. 10
Right.
the gap. 2 to go.
Birthday number 9. Here we go. About 3 minutes
Okay.
left.
New name to the birthday spread, art curator Mike Tooby.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Tooby.
Oh, yeah.
We're great mates, actually, so it was a bit of a dilemma when I invited him to Stratford-upon-Avon
Oh, yes.
for a performance of Hamlet.
Yeah.
I couldn't decide whether to take Mike to be or not to
Yeah,
be.
I think we knew that. You didn't even need to finish that.
I didn't really.
76.
You know who he is, Paul?
No, I've no idea. 76.
What am I behind, Jeff?
10.
86.
Ooh.
Rico.
How old is it?
69.
69. So what's that done to the scores, Jeff?
What a tragedy.
What a
It
nightmare.
is Paul 7 out onto 36. Charlie 17 out onto 56. 20 the gap. 1 to go.
The
You've
thing
done this
is,
before,
Andy,
Charlie.
if
You've done this before.
you send Paul the birthdays the day before,
Yeah.
then I'm
That does
never
help.
ever going to win. Paul's got 4 It's
Yeah.
pointless. Makes it a stupid kids' pointless game.
So anyway, 20,
It's
21
wasted
either
everyone's time. It's
21
supposed to be
either
a
way.
Sports
Stay with it.
station.
way. Last birthday, Andy.
Can't you just talk about sport?
Actually, I'm doing this on Virgin on Saturday afternoon.
Okay, yeah. You're an animatronic.
Handing over to
Yeah.
animatronic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, well,
it's
Anna.
Yeah.
the final birthday of the week is the
What does Scissor
theatrical-
Sisters mean, Anna?
Yeah. I don't. Anyway, let's keep going. Quick.
theatrical producer,
Yeah.
Thelma Holt.
Oh,
Thelma Holt. Do you know her?
Who?
No.
I do. Who can forget the eventful and memorable US road trip she took with Louise Redknapp?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma
there
and
we
Louise,
are.
yeah.
I thought you were going to say something about Aston Villa and the Holt End.
Theatre director. I got to go first. I'll say
20 to play with.
I'll say 75.
The thing is, Paul, it's
I'm in the
pointless
sweet
playing because
spot.
you're
Am
in
I
the
not?
sweet spot. So, and
96.
you've seen the birthdays previous.
96
So,
or 54.
so try and make me look stupid in the new year.
96 or 54.
Oh, she's not 54, is she?
She might be.
No, she's been around years, Paul.
Go on then.
Been around years.
You got to go quick.
96.
In fact, Thelma Holt is 94. Oh, so close.
What a good game.
Yeah.
What a
Final
great game.
scores. Final scores
Excellent.
on
Yeah.
the first spread of
Fair
2026. Paul 55,
Yeah.
Charlie 58, 1-0 to 1-0. 107 to 66 overall. Well done all. Brilliant.
Thank you, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll catch up with you
Thanks,
next
Jeff.
week.
Cheers.
James Brown, former loaded editor amongst our guests, fresh from St James's Park after all the mayhem of that game against Leeds.
Lovely.
Will be joining us in the studio amongst other people, including Stan Collyer will join us. So we'll have the clips of the week. So do hope you can join us tomorrow from 1 o'clock. Charlie, you're back on Saturday
Saturday
Max.
morning, 9 till 11 with Max, and then 2 till 6 on Virgin Radio, Saturday and Sunday.
Excellent. Coming up next, another busy drive time show with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. Have a good evening.